All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talking Tarkov number 6. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Welcome. First off, I'd like to introduce our two guests. We have DeadlySlob and Nikita here today. If you guys do not know DeadlySlob, amazing content creator, absolutely fantastic YouTuber as well. If you guys are new to the game and you're looking for somebody to look for any kind of guides from newbies to really advanced for advanced recoil builds for weapons, he's your guy. Second, we have Smoke here, one of our larger EFT streamers here in the EFT community. People know him as the Hatchet Whisperer, the Silent Death, Terminator, and or the Nice Guy Usek. And lastly, we have Nikita here, of course, COO of Battlestate Games. Everybody loves him. Nikapa, the memer, Lord Nikita, commander of the
Hello,
Nikki
people.
Leaks.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yep, pleasure to have you here, Smoke. Deadly, pleasure to have you here as well. Thanks for being here, guys.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right. So to get things first started off, Nikita, how's everything going on the studio now that 0.10 is out? You guys just got out your technical patch. What's the team focused on at the moment?
So, how to say it shortly? First of all, we wanted to prepare some like fixes. Lately, we discovered some like really strange behavior of a game. Like some people started to complain about low FPS, like freezes, crashes a lot, and we actually discovered it on our statistics on the charts, and like it was not expected at all because we didn't do anything. And right now we're trying to investigate the whole like processes in it to understand what to do, how to decrease it. Right now, I think we decreased mostly these crashes and issues, and but we disabled something very important for us, like some logging, some additional statistics that will like they are taking part in like trader balancing and overall like tweaking of the game. So we will like enable one by one some critical modules to understand where is memory leaking, where is like we have increased crashing and stuff. So this is it. Like the half of the team is working on these hot fixes, the critical ones. The other half is working on working. It's not walking, like it's working. They're working on the next patch. 10.5. It's intermediate patch with flea market, with medical animations, with a lot of new stuff. Yeah. So yeah, and so it all depends on actual bug fixing right now, because we really want to get rid of like the last issues. Also, we're working on the like general memory leaking problem, and we discovered a lot of like things to fix and also to optimize. So it definitely will be good eventually, really soon. And this is what it is. Like we were working right now mainly on the fixes and the intermediate patch 10.5, and we will show you a lot of
Leaks. Nikki
leaks.
Nikki Leaks.
Yeah, and I think just to tease you out a little, we can show you the first leak.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the folder number 3. It will not be in 10.5. It will be in 0.11. 10.11? Yes. 0.11. Please show us. How much delay do we have from this time?
Couple seconds.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. There it is. Whoa.
So this is a new boss for the interchange.
Ooh.
His name is Kila. And yeah, he's a nice guy. Not actually a nice guy. He is a very fancy and fashion type of guy. He like to wear some fancy tracksuits. His behavior will be like assault type. Most likely, he will be a single man army. So it will break your balls in a second with his RPK-16. Also, will have maybe some secondary weapon.
I love the design for him. His clothes, the helmet. Yeah. It's fucking fantastic.
Can we wear his stuff or what?
How'd you get the inspiration for this guy, Nikita?
There was a picture of a guy sitting like squatting with the exact helmet. Like it was a picture of cosplay of Tachanka, I think, but it's not like actual cosplay of it. And we decided, why not? Why we could do this type of like boss in exact in equipment and clothing. So this is it.
That's fucking cool. Can you comment? Is so 6B13? Is that like a different variation of Fort?
So first of all, Fort is not exist in the game. Fort is a specific armor vest by like Fort Technology. It's a firm. We don't have any of it or any armor related to this firm yet, but we will have two types of vests by Fort Technology. So at first it was named incorrectly.
Fort armor. That's what everybody calls it.
Yes. So it's not right now. It's 6B43, I think. This just another issued standard army issued armor called
6B13.
13, yeah, and this is just another armor. We will have a bunch of it with this with such kind of abbreviation: 6B40, 6B10, 6B9, I think. So it's like the Grau index of Russian army or some kind. So it's less. It's a plate carrier, but it's between Afghanistan and like a Chechnya area, like.
It looks fucking mean. I love it. It looks like the net collar for fragmentation and spalling and stuff it looks fucking cool. I love this guy's design. It's fucking awesome.
Basically,
badass.
we have to shoot him in the legs.
The leg meta here. I think he's the one who will be honestly filling us full of bullets. Honestly, he looks pretty brutal.
Yes. It will have like we wanna to maintain the concept of bosses creation that they will have a unique behavior. Every single boss will have a unique type of movement, like type of engagement, the use of weapons, use of medication and stuff. Some of them will be like strong team players. Some of them will be like single, like lone wolves and stuff. Also, there will be snipers and sniper teams on other locations. So this guy will be the strong assault type. He will like try to apply pressure to you to force you get out of your position and stuff. You will have this new helmet called Maska Один Sha. You will like not pronounce it in English ever.
Say it again.
So Maska Один Sha. Maska one Sha. So Sha is for
the mask. Gotta keep it simple.
It's like it's mask one Sha. It's a shell in Russian. In English, it's shell. How to say it? Shell in English.
Shit.
Shell. Like. Okay, you will translate it somehow. Yeah. So it's like the full steel face shield with a shell.
With the shell? A shell?
Yeah, with the shell. With the
shell.
How to say like
shield?
It's like
a hole.
No, it's a hole. Yes.
Visor like, or no, not visor.
Thin
yeah,
hole,
little slit in the visor.
Little slit.
Yes.
Little peephole.
Yes. So it will be kind of OP in terms of headshots for him.
Oh, slit.
And he'll be able. Yes. Slit. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.
Chad.
Thank you very much. My English is not perfect. Your English is fine. Thank you very much. Have an A+. You're great. So you will able to strip this guy. You will be able to take his helmet, his armor, and his like everything. So it's not like the preset, like baked character. You will be able to strip all the stuff from him.
Nice.
And this is it. Let's continue.
Fantastic. All right. So I would like to ask Smoke and Deadly here. How's your guys' experience been with 0.10 patch? Like, what are your likes, your dislikes? What do you feel has been fixed? What do you feel needs more attention? What do you feel has vastly improved? I'd really like to hear your guys' feedback and allow you guys to speak for your communities and the community in general on how you feel the most recent patch has been for you guys.
You want to go first?
Open it up.
You want to go first? Okay, I'll open it up.
Open it up, dude.
Everything's been going great. I mean, I always enjoy Tarkov after a big update, but obviously I wrote down some of the big points that might be affecting most of the community's, enjoyment. I think it's all great. I think the top three for us right now is like, the spawn zones definitely need tweaked because it kind of affects the overall flow of the map. You spawn in, you might be right next to somebody. Uh, aside from that, spreading out the spawn zones, changing the player traffic, changing like the loot interest, like where people are going and when. Like the spawn zone's always been number one for me. The second was like there's an excess of trade kills. I guess with the network changes or network improvements, lots of people are killing each other. You turn the corner, shoot each other in the face. It might happen like 5 times to you in an hour. Third, it was just like a few extra like stutters. Like you hear a grenade go off and your screen might freeze for like 3 seconds. I think that those are like the 3 big things for people. Other than that, I'm really enjoying it. And one more thing on the spawn zones is late spawns. Nobody wants to spawn in like a few minutes late just to be killed by some dude that's a few minutes ahead of them sitting on the hill, right? So, some people said the max late spawn should be about a minute, but we've been spawning in up to maybe 4 or 5 minutes late. I think those are the top 3 things right now for me. Other than that, I've been really enjoying it.
That's cool. Like, my comments will be, I'm good with it. Like everything that you said, it's gonna be tuned. Like of course, due to increased quality of a network, we got this like trade kills. It's right now. I think it's because of we can't like make the actions instantly. Like you will still have some kind of delay when you try to shoot and like to make some actions, and this could lead to a situation when you fired and your enemy fired too, but like the action was sent already, and right now it's like not being influenced by anything, and like this could lead to a trade actually. And
Nikita, could you comment on how like the functionality happens inside the gun when you pull the trigger in EFT? Like how...
when you pull the trigger, the hammer have its own like delay, so it's not instantly. It's not like you press and the bullet being fired from the barrel. It's like the actual mechanism. It has its own delays. Like it's a small.
It's like milliseconds of like it's the hammer releasing from the trigger, hitting the firing pin, which ignites the primer on the round.
Yes,
the round
so,
goes through the
bullet is traveling a real like distance, and also which could lead to another delays. Like you can shoot the bullet, you can die. Bullet will still travel, and this will lead to a trade kill. But of course, this network is not like the perfect. Still, we got a huge improvement, but it's still not perfect. And of course, it will be iron out, and we'll make this network more precise. Esports ready. Yeah,
that's what we all hope, honestly.
Because arena mode is like needs a perfect, precise network. Perfect.
In order to be competitive, it has to be.
Yes, because it will be competitive. It will have its own rating system, and it will be another like the big part of a game. It will Google Translate time. Attract. It's so simple word. Attract. How? It will attract a lot of new players. Those who never played EFT or was afraid of playing EFT. It will attract all of these competitive style gamers to see, okay, let's see what's EFT about. And there must be, we must make this perfect, precise networking. And we are going to it. I think it's not a problem for us in a couple of months, I think
a lot of players have been looking forward to just an alternative game mode, because we've all been going to a raid, get loot, get out. It's gonna be so awesome. I mean, when you showed off the offline horde mode the other day, the community was buzzing about that. I cannot wait to go in and set scavs on like search and hunt down and have them super hard difficulty and be able to go in there with a massive loadout. So I think everybody's really looking forward to all that. So Deadly, about your experiences with point 10.
for me, it's been really interesting to see how the Mosin has like shuck up the meta a little bit. I mean, that first couple weeks, I mean, the discussion was crazy on like the price, not only just like the price point and the value point of the gun, but just the ability for people to have access to a cheap bolt action for literally the first time in the game's history. Like the SV98 being like 100K and then like the DVL being like 170K. Most players, unless they really forced themselves or found it in the raids themselves, never really got a chance to use something like that. And on top of that, most players are running like better kit that could easily outplay a bolt action player for the most part. So like I know like for us, we play all the time, like every single day, but I think for the vast majority of the people who play this game, like it was the first time they got their hands on a reliable and strong sniper.
Absolutely.
And to see that play out has been awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan, always been a big fan of the Mosin and also sniping in this game. So we've also seen, Nikita, you guys like adjusted like the SV98 prices and you're trying to find a way to make people want to use that style more slow, maybe more tactical, less aggressive. And that's been fun. So I've been enjoying that. Some things I have been like, just haven't really been enjoying, of course, is mainly the optics. So I know that's a little thing. I'm sure you guys are aware of just how accurate certain optics are, especially iron sights. There's been a few videos about that. I know Veritas made something about that.
Great video. Video.
Yeah, so I'm like using the ACOG and the Alcan, the Hammer, the Bravo, and like seeing the changes. And like I it's kind of difficult, right? To like get the optic to position itself correctly on the screen. But I think that's been the one thing that has been different for me this patch, is readjusting to the changes with the optics and then also trying to find ways to work around them sometimes too. And these are bugs, right? Like I'm sure you guys.
Yeah. So I must comment on this. You will have to readjust the optics once more because we found these bugs and like it's related to this, how to say it in English, like moon effect.
The scope shadow that comes in.
Scope shadow. We
Release.
discovered that we had a lot of issues with it, so we redone this, and it will lead to like readjustments of several scopes. It will be like bigger, smaller. Like the angle sights will like behave a little different. So it will not be like a big deal, but you will need to adjust to it.
Yeah, I mean, the FAL is awesome. The new attachments, the drum mag is hilarious.
That thing's scary, dude.
You guys reduced the recoil on that thing even more to an insane level, which is hilarious. But it's fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, just playing around with that. I mean, it's for the most part, I'm finding scavs pretty easy. There's been a few like situations where their grenades are incredibly accurate, which is funny. But for me, I've been enjoying this patch quite a bit. I'm looking forward to the reg fair though.
Yeah,
like that's
absolutely
like that. As somebody that I really wishes they were trading right now, like with people on Discord and stuff like that. I'm really hungry for like in raid.
Deadly, thank you for saying that, because that's actually going to tie us perfectly into our next talking point here. So Nikita, now that the team is totally wrapped up with 0.10, and you guys are obviously working at the current issues at hand and current bugs with the current build, of course.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the 10.5 patch? You mentioned that we're getting medical animations and we're also getting the flea market, which are going to be the two biggest features there. What other kind of features and content is planned for this update aside from those, if there is any?
I can't tell you exactly right now, but I have okay, so it will be like flea market. It will be medical animations. It will be Mosin mods. We will show you the leaks of them. It will be MP7. We will show you the leaks of it. Yes. What's more? I need to... there will be rating system. Yeah, rating system.
Wait, rankings?
Yes, ratings.
Smoke, I would like you to comment on this, because I've hopped in your stream on multiple occasions, and you've talked about a ranking system. I want to get your opinions on that, because you are arguably, in my opinion, you play EFT, in my opinion, the way it's really supposed to be played. It's a slow-paced, methodical, immersive shooter. That's why you play this game. It's why you love it. I would like you to comment on the ranking system, because I know you've said you've had some issues about it.
Well, no, I've seen how ranking systems can affect other games. Like I used to play Battlegrounds for fun until I was like, oh, there's leaderboards in Battlegrounds. Let's grind the leaderboards. And the higher I got on the leaderboards, I actually had less fun with it because you start feeling like, holy shit, I got a good ranking. I got to maintain this. I got to make sure that every move I make counts and everything I do is right. And the cool thing about Tarkov is like it is a hardcore shooter, but it doesn't necessarily matter if you're the best player. Like you could be the best. You could consider yourself to be so good in this game, but you're still gonna get killed. You're still gonna get shot by a new guy. You're still gonna get one tap by a pistol or killed by a scab.
Mosin's a
And
huge argument to that.
well, yeah, and I just worry that if they add in like a competitive ranking system to Tarkov, it might kind of just change the way these people play and think about the game. Instead of going in and having fun and seeking this immersive simulation, they're going in and they're stat hunting. They're trying to figure out the best way to get the best KD ratio, the best survivor rating, the best this, the best that. And at the end of the day, it's like, are you having fun or are you trying to get bragging rights to your friends? And it's like, I don't know how the Tarkov ranking system is going to work. But when I first heard about it, I was a little bummed out. I'm like, well, I don't really care what my rank is or what your rank is, but it's going to change the way people approach the game if they care too much about their rank. And
Yes,
and that's
if
why I love
they care,
Tarkov.
yes, if they care, like this actual feature is being made for those who are like reached like the current end game. So for them, it will be another thing to play and to like, because we will have arena mode and it will have rankings. It's 100%. So this mode is about rankings. It's about competitive mode. So we decided to approach to this and start to make this seasonal based rating system for the like the current game mode, just to check this, just to test it out and see how it will go. So first of all, I want to say, you guys all around the world in the chat, so every single feature, every single the new stuff that we implement, it could easily be like
Altered,
cancelled,
changed,
altered. Yes,
removed.
if it will be not good for you, if it will not be for us, if it will not be super hard to implement, we will just remove it and gotta move on like nothing happens. So for us, it's not a problem to test thing out to see how it will go, and if it will be not all right, we will just remove it, or we will change it, or we will do something with it, so you will not feel like bad or frustrated or something. So this is kind of deal for us. So we just want to test it and
sense.
see how it goes. Because why like the idea to implement rankings, it was so simple. We have a 2 or 3 months game cycle.
Ladder cycle, yeah.
So on the end of 3 months, it's nothing to do in a game because it's still no big end game mechanics. And if there will be some like ability to play and like get some ratings, like be the best, because the rating system will not be like just about experience or kill death ratio or something. It will be
I did
more
want to
diverse.
ask. I saw Pestley in the chat. He said something along the lines, well, the ranking system, probably consists like fun stuff, like who's killed the most bears, who's killed the most USEX, who's like killed the most scabs or something, who's found the most Tushonka. I don't know.
It will not be like this diverse, but it will be about like who's make the longest shot, who made the longest shot. Okay. Who made like who got a lot of like.
Who's been leg mated the most?
Who's the richest? Who's the richest also? Like who is getting like the average money per rate, like the cumulative total like amount of like money or gear pricing and stuff. So it will not be like, of course there will be some typical ratings like experience, like kill death ratio, win ratio and stuff, but there will be more like interesting type of rankings.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so we will test this out and see how it will go.
Deadly,
so,
you have any
just to add to that too, really quick, there's also a really dedicated group of racing players after wipes. Like it's always like who gets the soft cap first. So it might be interesting to see how that would play out. With
Who
that.
leveled up
you
the
know,
fastest,
it's
something like
yeah,
that.
it's so we just wanted to close like the interesting like points for every type of players. You have RPG players, you have like the assault type players, you have a hoarders, you have like hatchlings, mosslings and stuff. So we want to like I know personally know a lot of people who just want to be first, and this is it. There will be a mechanic for them to try it out, and it will not lead to any type of like global changing. It will be just another mechanic, just a table on the side. It will not be in the game. It will be on the side. So
That's Dilly. He got level 40 in 38 hours and 37 minutes, nonstop playing, nonstop. So he's the record.
But he's the
Yeah,
robot.
I know.
He's the
That doesn't-
I know.
he's the record
No.
holder right now.
There will be statistics for the most online.
He's not a real
player.
human being.
Yeah, no, that shit's nuts, dude.
I don't believe it.
It's nutty. You're nuts, Pestilly. You're nutty, dude. All right.
We talked a bit about the flea market, but the next leaks is not about it. So
Do you want
maybe
me
we
to skip towards?
should-
I can skip towards it if you want. If you tell me which folder it's in.
Okay, folder number 7.
7. Okay.
EFT Flea Market Alpha.
Alpha. All right. Open this guy up.
So the long video of a like demonstration of a flea market was recorded today. We have it like almost done. It's alpha testing here in the studio, and we will see the video. I don't know. Maybe I will comment on it. Maybe you will ask some questions.
Sure. I'm sure.
I don't know.
We'll watch,
You know-
we can watch it a couple times. I'm sure probably want to watch it a few times.
It will be easier to comment if we will have no delay, but we have a lot of like delayed.
I'm trying to work with that right now. That's why I didn't play it immediately.
Maybe pause it after like 20 seconds or something.
Sure.
Okay, so because right now I'm commenting with delay, so guys,
Whoa.
yeah. So this is like demonstration. We have different kinds of like this is a prioritized orders, like gold ones. On the left you see the selector, which consists of all of items on the market right now, including the traders. So we try to make the whole system. It will be the traders and the player traders. So it will
Like a
be
triangle.
all together.
They're all kind of
Yes.
connected. Okay.
So is it paused?
Yeah,
Or
I paused it
what?
for a sec. I just started it again.
You know, just hit the play button. So we will be able to make of an offer. So it will consist of any known item. So this is where the item studying comes in. You examine items to add them into your handbook, and you will be able like to make demands that you want specific items for your item, and these items must be in your handbook. So that's why you need to study, like to examine items more.
So that's the feature where everybody, because I know a lot of people, they don't like the examining feature at all. They think it's silly, but this is where that will actually kind of have more of a bigger purpose in the game.
Guys, master hand it's not it's like a development item. Master hand. we forgot to remove it. So yeah, we like to enable it, the avatar, so you will like to enrich your trader experience. You will need to make nice avatar on the site. You can actually build up the career of a trader in the game, because you'll have a new reputation called trader reputation. The much reputation you have, the more items you will able to offer. Like from, I think the top limit is 100 offers. So actually it's a kind of actual trader, so you will be able to trade a lot. This video will be uploaded later, so you'll be able to look at it more precisely and see what's going on. Like this is like a demonstration of typical actions, like put an offer, delete it, expand the time, like use search in different way. Like 3 types of search will be to find some suitable items for the specific item. Like you need to you need to find everything that will fit in on your AK-74, or you will need all the items available that will which could install on this rail or something. Yeah, it's kind of eBay, but without a auction type. Also, there will be metrics, so you'll be able to see the fluctuations of price, and you will be able to trade like pro, like on the bitcoins or on a condensed milk futures, condensed milk. So we wanted to make the intermediate professional version of a trading, because EFT is all about the professional things. So
now
we
we're going to
decided
have professional player traders, like people who are going to be experts. Like they may not play raids that much, but they may just become a trader full time in their time playing EFT. Because I know a lot of people who play MMOs and they just love working the auction house.
Yeah, so also you'll be able to send your offers to your friends, like check out what I did, by quickly and stuff. Also, we'll be able to copy the information of specific items, even the weapon setups, like weapon configurations. You'll be able to save your weapon customization in a handbook,
like a preset.
Yeah, like a preset, and you will be able to share this preset to other guys in the chat.
Nice.
Oh, cool. So you can share your recoil builds, Deadly. Like anything that you make, you'd be like, hey, that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, and you'll be able to buy quickly. Like there will be system to purchase quickly all the stuff you have in this build.
Nice.
That's fucking awesome. That's really cool.
That's awesome. Well, now that we're talking about this real quick, I know you're talking about different kind of trading, but you know how right now someone asked a question. You know how when you go into a raid now with your buddies because you want to trade an item, you drop it, they throw it in their case, you kill them, basically suicide, and it kind of leaves like a few empty slots in the servers. When can we expect like an out of raid just trading with friends? Is that coming?
There will be, I think, the maximum abilities that we will have. It will be about some kind of interface to exchange in the raid.
In a raid?
Some kind of interface in the raid.
So you still have to risk it then. You still have to risk your stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
You will have to risk your stuff.
That's
because
cool.
We want to in the future, we want to have the system that will remove all of interfacing stuff in the game. It will be open world with the traders, with the trader hubs, and you will need to actually take your items you want to sell from your hideout and sell it personally.
It makes sense. You have to go and make a shady deal. Friends. You got to meet the guy in the creepy factory and trade him your factory key that you pulled out of your gamma from your butt. This man, get the rubles, let's go.
Yes, there will be now simple mechanism to exchange or trade between the players. There will be some kind of common stash for clan members, like long time next. And it could be some kind of exchange, like table or something. But in the game, you will have to do it dangerously.
To mention, I remember something mentioned in the past: a clan system where you'll be able to trade items between your clan. Is that something that will still be coming? Because I remember that being mentioned a long time ago.
Just what I talked.
Okay.
Just
gotcha.
what I said. Yeah, it will be like common stash or something. Okay. What next?
Let's go ahead and move on here. And we'll get to some more leaks here in a bit. So to ask everybody, Deadly and Smoke and Nikita, of course, how will the flea market really affect the game? How exactly will this really change the flow and progression of players as they're playing in the raid? Because instead of being locked behind trader levels now to get items, potentially players will be able to get level 4 items without even having the traders leveled up. How do you guys think this is really going to change the pace of the gameplay and make Tarkov feel like a more dynamic and immersive experience?
So first of all, in the flea market, is not meant that that you will have the ability to buy everything in every second. It's still you will need the EFT universe will need new type of players called player traders. They will have to find these items. They will have to unlock all the trader levels. They will need to build up the materials to sell, and they most likely they will sell 10, 5, like 50 maximum like amount of items. It will not be like the widespread market with the huge amounts of trades. It will be just a little, and you will have to.
Quick question, Nikita.
Yeah.
Do players need to be actively online in the flea market menu to have their items sell?
Good question.
Or does somebody go offline like a regular auction house, like saying World of Warcraft?
You put your offer. It will have the expiration date, and that's it. You put your offer and go like rest and
Wait.
just
Oh,
wait.
okay. So wait, you make the offer. Not you don't sell the items. You make offers on items that people can fulfill.
Yes.
Okay, that
Oh,
makes
I
a
was
lot
over-
more sense.
Yeah, I was over here
okay.
thinking this was going to be like an MMO, World of Warcraft auction house. So.
Interesting. Okay, so that's the difference between an auction house and the flea market. You
The
want
system-
something, you put on the order, people can fulfill the task.
That's so
Yes,
freaking
yes.
cool, dude. That's
Okay.
awesome.
So the idea of this like trader system was come from EVE Online because I really love the economic system in this game. So yeah, we want to make some kind of engine for future like big trading operations. Like you have a lot of orders, you have a lot of offers, and you like managing things like a real barriga.
Oh.
So basically, if I'm
That
looking
makes a
for a
lot more
factory
sense.
key, I put in an order for a factory key, like, hey, I will give you 20 condensed milks for a factory key, and somebody can go fulfill that order for me.
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
So can we so
Wait.
with the flea market, is it just money, or can we also place offers for barter?
Everything.
Everything. Wow.
Everything.
Damn.
Wow.
You'll be able even to get a containers full of unknown items. Like I
Loot
want
boxes.
this. Yeah, I
Loot
want this
boxes.
factory key. I will give you this box, and I don't know what's in there. So
So
it's up to you.
That's pretty cool, man. That's actually really. I'm actually even more excited now than it was before, because I was thinking that this was just going to be like a regular auction house where you buy and bid for stuff, but more rather, this is like almost creating player dynamic quests in a way, fulfilling orders, which is super cool.
Saying like one buck trades incoming. There will be limitations. Like a lot of testing was done. Of course, this system could be exploitable. Of course, it's
in beta. It's in
out.
beta.
Yeah, but we are like closed a lot of things that will like decrease the amounts of possible fraudulent actions and stuff. So we'll see. You will not be able to like sell item for an infinite amount of millions of dollars. It will have upper like limits and the lower limits just in case.
Awesome. Deadly or Smoke, do you guys have anything more to add on the flea market before I move on?
I mean, no, that was me first learning about it. I thought it was gonna be the opposite way, like an auction house where you put up like a car battery and say, all right, I want 10 grand for this. But instead it's like, the other way around. So no, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually the first time I heard about it like that.
I can't wait to go out and fill out
Yeah, me
orders
too.
for people, man. Like, I have a purpose to go into a raid and find specific items or money now. That's cool.
So wait,
Yeah, or if you're really good at getting fuel conditioner
Yeah.
cans, right?
Yeah,
you
something.
Can, yeah.
so the next step is the actual auction house. How long or what's the big difference with that? How long do you think we'd wait for the actual auction house?
I don't know, because this I didn't say the most important part of the flea market, that the flea market will influence on the prices
Of traders?
globally. Yes.
Really?
It will
Oh
influence.
shit.
Yeah, the system will start to move dynamically. That's what we wanted to create a long time ago. Also, it will be linked to us like more global things. Like right now, if I change the price of a stock or something, then I want to change price.
you, Nikita.
all guys,
Change the stock.
yeah,
Change it back.
you all
Nerf the Mosin.
read so
You
hard.
like your SP7?
Make the Mosin
Mm.
10 or 10 million rubles. Too OP.
Yes, and right now I will not do anything. This is will be a free roam economy, and
I don't believe you. It's
we
gonna
will
change
see.
everything.
Yes, we will see. It will change everything. It will change the prices of typical items up high. Also, right now there is a like the big imperfection, like unrealistic thing in the game, like the mushroom farm principle. I call it that way.
Mushroom
So
farm.
the
Okay. This is new.
items
Is this
being
some Russian
grown.
proverb? Like,
No, items being grown on locations. Understand this? Items being grown on location. Every time you get into a raid, you will get some items. They're growing on the locations. Like they change places, but it's still you will have the ability to take a lot of money, to take a lot of items, because they magically appear on the location. Is it correct? It's correct.
okay.
So this system will be changed too. So there will be actual decreasing of chances. So like
More people who grab a Bitcoin at a 310, the less likely Bitcoin will spawn in 310.
yes.
So that actually, you know, I'm actually going to ask this question in a little bit later because this is actually going to kind of touch on some of the stuff that Smoke and as well as Deadly wanted to talk about. So I'm actually just I'm gonna get to that later. And this will kind of tie us into showing off some more leaks. So including 10.5, we're getting a lot of like more content, scopes, modes, and attachments. Can you elaborate on what kind of new content we can expect from 10.5 in terms of just like general gear and attachments and stuff?
10.5. 10.5. No gear at all. No gear.
No gear at all?
Like a lot of gear. Yeah, a lot of gear will be in 0.11.
Okay.
So 10.5, we will have a new gun, MP7.
I'm going to begin to show off the folder 4. Is that okay?
Folder folder 4 is about the gear. We will show it later.
Okay.
Folder 5 is about mods and stuff.
Modes and mods, okay.
Yeah, you can show it. Mods and mods, and also you will have a cool picture, a very cool picture, and the MP7 video. Also, we have it to show. So
okay. Looks like we have an ACOG here. Next time, I'm gonna do a screen share with you guys so we can all kind of comment on this dynamically. I don't have that up, so next podcast I'll get a screen share so we can all see it at the same time and talk about it. Did I have an account for the delay?
one of the 4 ACOGs we done this picture.
Yes, I've been waiting for a
One
new
of the
ACOG.
4.
I've been waiting for a new
Nice.
ACOG. That's great. Ooh.
On your 13 minutes of delay, or 30 seconds of delay. So this rectangle stock you see for the Mosin, it will change drastically.
That's for the Mosin?
Yes.
It's magazine
damn.
fed.
Yes, magazine fed.
What?
And here are the mags.
So I'm assuming we're gonna be
Nice.
able to put some different scopes on the Mo's in the future then.
Oh,
Yes, of course.
I can't wait for chat to get pissed off about this.
There will
Oh,
be
what's
more.
not to like?
This is too hardcore, Nikita. People are gonna die.
Grenade
So is
launcher?
this a grenade launcher?
It's the MGL. It's the 6-cylinder grenade launcher. I think. Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah. How mad, chat?
How much does it cost?
Is it gonna be a boss item? Like, Jesus.
I don't know yet. It's like we have a lot of grenade launchers ready. Actually, we just need to make the
them-
functionality.
Yeah, just make them work. I know
I'm just curious about how you guys plan on the balancing. I know like some people don't want this game to be balanced in any way, and they just want to be able to buy it for the real world prices. But do you guys have an idea on how you want to do that?
With the new flea market system and new economy system, we could do it like this way. We will have a limited amount of grenade launchers, like 5,000 launchers, and that's it.
That's a theoretical number, chat. By the way,
Yeah,
theoretical.
and these 5,000 launchers we will like sell to traders, like to NPC traders, and that's it. they will be able to send them. They sell them. The prices will change because it's not much of this grenade launchers. So it will be a big like how to say it in English. I need to translate again. Shortage. There will be a shortage of this grenade launchers. The price will come up high, and it will self-balance.
I was gonna say
Like
too.
this.
I've always felt with EFT, because this game is supposed to be a simulation of battles, and simulation of battles can have people with ghillie suits, landmines, and traps, and a lot of different other effectors like weapon jams that can happen mid-battle. And I've always felt the way that you balance this is limiting availability of really overpowered weapons like a grenade launcher, making them very expensive, making them hard to acquire is basically how you balance them. But when you do have it, and you took all the time to, either grind the money for it or get the barter items, or you found it in a very lucky spawn, that it is going to be beneficial and it's going to be really fucking strong, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So
Also, the ammunition, like the 40mm grenades, it will be super expensive and hard to find because this is a Western type, like US type of grenade launcher, and it's uncommon in Tarkov to find this.
it makes
like,
sense
grenades.
to the lore of the game. It
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. Smoke, how,
Next picture.
next picture.
Next picture,
Okay,
please.
Never mind. Sorry,
Yeah.
Smoke. Oh, I remember this suppressor. This is back in the alpha. Monster.
Yes, we remodeling it.
It's the monster suppressor. That's it. Looks nice. Cool. Moving on.
People asking about hideout. Hideout initially is planned for 0.11. We have plans for it in 0.11,
Nice.
but it's not
Guaranteed. Like
guaranteed. Yes, right now it's not guaranteed.
It's just
So this is
talking.
another stock for Mosin. Another stock.
There's another picture of the MGL. I think I love, honestly, whoever does the texture work on your guys' weapons is like, he is so fucking good at making the textures. It's insane.
It's Vlad, the weapon specialist.
He's fucking good. Like all like the dust and scratches and stuff on there. It's so impressive. Such major attention to detail. No, Kiba's the lead animator, Fank. He's lead animator.
Yes.
So looks like
This is a fast attach compensator muzzle brake for Mosin, of course. So you will be able to create the Mosin with a good ergonomics and low recoil and more precise stuff.
manual bolting win
Precise.
for sniper rifles. Because that's what everybody
We plan
wants.
we plan to edit as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
As soon as
Cool.
possible. Yes.
Nice.
Because I feel like this,
Cool.
the simplest is just hold fire. You let go of fire. He bolts the weapon. Something like that. I feel like every kind of at least most games have that. Besides COD, where there's just no recoil. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of recoil, some people, I'm kind of torn on the two, but what do you guys think about like the fully decked out recoil of an M4 and the fully decked out recoil of like an AK-74? Do you guys think it's good where it is, that you can full auto across the map, or do you think do we want to tone it down a little bit and make it less laser beamish?
It will be toned down. The recoil will be increased, but it will be increased slightly, like every major patch. So
Okay.
of course,
Okay.
at the release, the recoil will influence more. And right now, it's kind of like your PMC has already all the skills, super like stable type of firing recoil compensation.
Right on.
It will be soon.
I mean,
Okay,
Or
it
like
will
at
be-
least more emphasis on like
Yeah.
burst fire, maybe,
See-
because right now I know it's hard to do that, right? Because you almost have the highest recoils almost initially, right?
Mhm.
see, that's
It's because
something
of
that
this compensation.
that never really made sense to me too. I mean, it makes sense considering the fact that your PMC is like kind of controlling the recoil, like he would as the character, as the PMC. But I've never liked it because it encourages for people to spray. It encourages spraying and encourages you to hold fire. Whereas like where the recoil formula is now, it's like 1, 2, 3 shots of a lot of recoil, and then it just settles out. I feel like if it was the opposite, where it'd be like controlled and then it just became more sporadic, it would encourage semi-auto and burst fire a little bit more, and less just let me hit prone and fucking spray down. You know,
we know what to do, so don't worry.
Oh,
We'll figure it.
I trust
The
you guys.
system.
I know you guys are gonna do
Yeah.
everything right. So, oh,
The recoil system right now is
not placeholder, but
No.
Cobras.
Yeah, this is different types of motions, like the full version, long version, the carbine, infantry, the carbine sniper, the like Abrez with the
Abrez.
threaded barrel.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the Abrez without a
Can we
threaded
use the
barrel.
Obrez as a pistol slot, or is that going to be a rifle slot?
No, I think it will be the secondary,
Damn it.
like the secondary long item, because we have the holsters for the pistols. I will need.
I could
So,
already picture
like,
Deadly with sidearm fucking Mosin whipping out. Oh, I can't reload.
Yeah.
Boom!
Actually, we like it's like it's a high chance that it will be like in the pistol slot. It's a high chance.
Wow.
So
Maybe-
I can't say like negative on
Yeah,
this.
don't
Is this the new-
promise anything.
Is this the new Hatchet Master pocket pistol?
Oh God, they're gonna be pulling
Hatchet
this out of
Master
their.
3000.
They're pulling this out of their gammas now.
And the recoil will be like. Well,
Super high. Well,
So,
yeah, it's short
super
barreled.
high.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking break your wrist. It should honestly lower your stamina when you shoot it.
The carbine's looking nice though.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
looking good.
Yeah, I like that straight bolt.
carbine is the current version. Current version is the carbine. So
Oh
it will be
really?
longer.
So
Yeah.
the wow. Okay.
Wait, the current
It will
version's
be
the
much
carbine. I
longer.
thought we already have the M98 or M918B something, whatever the long variant is. I thought we already have the long one. What it looks like.
No, it's like it's a carbine.
Damn.
You should you must guess what's this. Like guess it. What this?
Rangefinder.
No.
Thermal red dot.
Night
Close.
vision red dot.
Close. No, not close.
No idea.
Heat
I
sensing
don't
red
know.
dot.
It's a very cheap thermal scope. Very cheap. Like you can buy it from like 10,000 rubles.
How effective is it? I'm imagining it
Can't be that
Yeah, it
effective.
can't be that
Like
effective.
shit. It's true fucking shit. Like,
So wait,
it's-
so
it's
is this
not-
like a micro red dot? Is this something we could put on like an angled
it's,
sight?
like it's a real. Yeah, you can put it on an angle sight. It's a
Okay.
real small thermal sight. It has like kind of good applications, but
I could
just
seeing it
fun.
be good in like Night Factory. You know, the switching to that, scan something real quick, and then switching back to your optic. I could see that being pretty useful.
yeah, guys, it's like 8 by 8 pixels resolution, so it's like
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
It's looking
so
like
just for fun. It's
everybody's
like
gonna look like
learning for
fucking
fun.
Twitch emotes.
But we tested it in the like in the office environment, and if you like ready up your weapon down the corridor, down the hall, like dark one, and it actually will help because it will like point the heat like with a delays of like 1 or 2 seconds,
Okay.
1 seconds. So it's kind of useful, but like not in open environments for sure.
Okay.
For the CQB, it's kind of useful. That's another. Okay,
Yeah.
some.
That wraps up folder. That wraps up folder 5.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to one of our other talking points here. So Nikita, I mean, you've already mentioned a couple of times already. Actually, more rather, I'm gonna ask the guests this question. So I wanna kind of ask the community here, Smoke and Deadly here. What have you guys heard it is coming in version 11? What are you guys particularly excited about, and what kind of features and content are you looking forward to in the version 11? And then Nikita, I want you to confirm or deny, whatever kind of rumors that they may have heard from the patches, and then you can obviously
Okay.
talk about
Okay.
what is coming in. So Deadly or Smoke, either one.
I'll just throw two ones out and then Deadly can take over. I heard the HK 417 guns coming in, and then like clothing customization options for PMCs.
Yes, you're right. The HK will come in 0.11 and with the lots of mods also. And the clothing customization will be, they have a leaks of a couple of clothing too. We'll show you later. Okay. Next.
Terror Group Labs. Is that
New
coming?
map.
Yes.
That's a big
We
one.
also,
Yeah.
we also have some pictures of it too today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
What about meta animations?
Didn't you say
Of
that was
course.
10.5?
10.5. Yeah.
10.5. That's right.
There
Okay.
has
that's-
been
so that's coming up.
10.5.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty close.
So the 10.5 itself will be a game changer, actually.
Massively.
Yeah.
Medical
Question,
animations
though.
and Ragfair. It's huge.
Will you guys have addictions in 10.5?
Looking at you with Sheriff Eli.
To prevent the pre painkiller 24.
I mean, because I love my morphine. I mean,
Can't
So
let,
there
you
is
can't
a
let the
lot of
kids
it.
have it. You can't let the kids get to it.
if not, no, it's just it's interesting. It's gonna cause an immediate shift in how like the game is played. However, I do anticipate without addictions, there will be a lot of preemptive painkiller applications, right? So like maps on the factory might not change as much as you think right away. But I feel like being caught off guard or ambushed, definitely, it's going to be way more dangerous. But I do expect people willing to spend that money. But maybe more people buy morphine, spend it, the price amps up, might not be as good. I don't know, but right, a lot of things are going to change, I guess.
Yes. So the initial plans for the advanced medication is to implement the overdose.
Diminishing returns.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Side effects.
Delayed effects.
Overdose.
So like you take a painkiller and it doesn't
Yeah,
actually affect him.
and
a little
and
later.
and the word which I forgot. Adaptation. Habituation.
Habituation.
Adaptation. That's what Deadly just
Oh
said.
yeah.
So yes, if you will use the morphine pretty often, it will give you the side effects. It will give you this adaptation effect. So it will not be so efficient. Each
So
time
you'll
you
build
use
up
it.
like a tolerance. So you'll become more resistant to the effects of the drugs.
The most importantly, you can OD with it, and you will die lying in the pool of mud on the customs.
Time to shoot
up.
Oh no.
So
There goes
so
my
yeah,
survival rating,
yeah. So
man.
medication system, like it will be huge in terms of stimulators and battle like stimulants, like medication. You will be able to boost up your skills with the medication. Boost up your skills.
Like strength,
Over
endurance.
buff your skills even if you have elite level, and you'll be able to be like a Hulk.
We find
But
them
to try not to
scabs
get
down by the river.
sidetracked, though, that will not be in point 10, right? Or point 10.5, right? That's coming later.
Yes, it's
We're getting the
coming
first
later.
iteration of it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
I think some people don't really get like the current, like how it is right now without meta animations. It's crazy. You know, you could light up into some guy,
Tank shots.
and while you're shooting him, he's pressing the button, and his limb immediately shoots from 2 to back up to 60,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, "Holy shit, he's a tank!" But no, it's just there's
Yeah.
no meta animation.
I've had many people tell
But-
me like, I've shot this guy in the chest with a Mosin. Why do I have to shoot him 2 more times? It's like, well, after that first shot, like he already healed the damage from the first wound.
I think it's a perfect time to show the new additional animations, like use animations and medical animations.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's,
So
folder
it's a
6.
folder. No, not folder 6. It's folder 7, and here you can see like the small bits. It's also MP7 video. We can show it later a bit, and we can watch the small bits of like canned food, hot rod juice, and stuff. As I said before, we need to animate all the consumable items, all of them, and that's why we like delaying this, because we need a lot of new animations.
Makes sense.
And yeah, and they are like ready. Seems like it's
It seems like the video is kind of
Ooh.
fast for some reason. I don't.
This is the big one I was going to ask about, is the morphine and painkillers, because like that's the main reason we use this stuff. We lose our leg out in the middle of the open, we press a button, we start sprinting again. So this is going to be like the biggest change to that. So it's going to be more like, how does a morphine compare to a painkiller? Like how long does a painkiller take to set in compared to the best, you know, like a morphine?
morphine like is a fast react medication, and it's perfect in terms of quickly
Instant, right? Just instant. You
Yeah,
can run again.
instantly. Yeah, but the
See, now you see why I was laughing.
That's amazing.
Is that? See, my question. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say anything. Never mind.
it's not a Vaseline. It's a Star Balsam. It's like local meme for Russians. You can't open this shit. You need to to use wrench or something to open this tiny metal can, and yeah, you need. We decided to.
Will Vaseline have its own unique medical animation? That's what we're all thinking.
Yeah, better, Nikita. Better. I actually have a question about medical animations in general and how healing works. Because currently, right now, as soon as you hit a morphine, as soon as you hit a medical like IFAK, it immediately applies the healing. I know with the animations, it's going to kind of delay that healing effect quite a bit and prevent people from like shooting and sprinting and being able to heal themselves at the same time. But one thing I'm curious about is when you shoot somebody in the chest with a Mosin and then they complete their animation, are they just going to be back at full health again? Because I know you've commented and said that IFAKs and medical kits will actually, instead of healing instantly, it'll actually apply a healing effect and then you just heal over time instead.
Gradually.
So that way it kind of increases the lethality of like, say, if you get shot with a Mosin, like, hey, you're kind of fucked up for a little while, even if you just healed.
Yes, right now the Earls regain instantly, and this is not cool. We decided to make this like increase the rates of regeneration, but I think it's not finished fully yet. So probably the first iteration of medical animation will be with the instant healing as it is right now, but like it's changed the ability to fire. You will not be able to fire when you actually using something.
Yeah, I think that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't offline work that way though? If you use a medical item right now, doesn't it slowly go back up?
Right. No? It will be, but not right now. So the offline consumable consummation, it also will be. Most importantly, that we plan to release it with the medical animations at the same time, but it's so game changing features, so we decided to shut it off for a little bit, see how it will go with the medical animations, and then enable the offline consumables. Because what does it mean?
Well,
you will need to heal after raid.
I was going to say too, I could also see, the medical skill, first aid, also having an effect depending on the medicine you're using, which would increase the rate of healing that you'd get. So say if you have a very high medical skill, you use a high tier medical item, it'll heal you, not instantly, but almost like at a very rapid rate. Like you'll heal faster, kind of depending on the meds you're using and your skills.
It's skills. It's medical skills.
Okay.
Like they will increase the effectiveness of applying medication.
When players are performing these medical and consumable animations, what kind of actions will they be able to perform? Will they be able to cancel the animation? Will they be able to walk? Will they be able to sprint? It
depends. It depends. Like applying of splint will need to stay intact without
stationary.
Movement.
Stay stationary.
Yes. I don't know exact requirements, but it depends on different type of consumable, like medical kits or something. I think it depends.
Yeah, we went from animations to this MPX, so I'll let you know. Count for the delay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
MP7.
How effective is the ammo gonna be, Nikita? Like how much are like in terms of meta? Because obviously the meta is armor piercing ammunition.
Yes.
How effective is the ammo going to be against like level 4 armor and up?
Very effective.
Very effective. So this is going to be like an end level.
This is the actual submachine gun, which could counter the heavy armor vests. So
really,
it's totally all right. We will have 4 types of ammunition for the MP7, and definitely it will be. Not meta, but I think it will be a strong opposite.
It'll compete. It'll be able to compete with higher level guns, and which I think is great. And recently, I really enjoy the changes that you guys did to the blunt damage with like shotguns and certain other kinds of hollow point ammunition, because honestly, it brings a lot of other guns that were normally just never used, like the Keter using SP7 rounds or a shotgun or a Saiga, actually makes them pretty useful and common against fully geared players, where in the past, like, it's either you shoot their legs or there's no way you kill them now. And now a lot of these weapons seem to be a bit more meta.
Yeah, there will be. So the pricing right now, like, it's not like there is no price for it. Like right now, it's still in a testing period. So also this video with the sound actually. I don't know. Is it playing? So the recoil.
Looks good.
The recoil could maybe will change when we release the MP7. So just to feel. It's really good, actually.
It looks awesome. It looks like it's a ton of fun to use. It looks like that first bit of horizontal recoil is pretty intense. It definitely looks really jumpy right now for sure, but I've never shot the gun before, so I have no idea what that would be like.
Yeah, it looks like it does have that initial recoil, like we were talking about earlier, and then it gets back down, and then you can just control it. No
Yeah.
problem.
Again, I still feel the recoil for me, like if it was almost as opposite to what it is now, like where your first shots are controlled and then it becomes more sporadic to encourage semi-auto burst fire, not so much hold down and spray, you know?
The system will be this way. So at start, there will be like the big recoil, then the recoil will slow down a bit and then speed up.
Okay.
So there will be like not like a dead zone, like comfortable, controllable zone.
Yeah, there's like a recoil, control, recoil. So kind of like it's 3 stages. Okay, that makes sense. This looks fucking so much fun though. I cannot wait to use this on like Night Factory and stuff.
Do you know what types of ammunition will be available right away? Like,
I don't know the exact like names of it. Like there will be 4 types: the hollow point, armor piercing, tracer, like the standard types. But I think the first type is pretty special, so it will ruin like the armors.
ruin the surprise. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like there is not much ammunition percent because the pretty like uncommon caliber, like 4.7.
Yeah, 4.6, 4.6 or
4.6.
yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
So there is not much like of different ammunition types for this weapon. Also, modification parts. It's like nothing for the MP7. We have like 1 stock and 2 types of magazines, and we will have 2 versions of MP7. MP7 and MP7 A1 is, I believe, or A1 or A2.
What's the difference
A1
between
with
them?
the handle. A1 will have the handle. A2 will have the rail.
Okay.
So
yeah, I know what you're talking about. That flip down vertical grip. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. So now that we kind of touched on version 11 a bit and stuff like that, I'd actually kind of like to pull back a bit, and we're kind of talking about like the survival simulation of the game a bit. And I want to ask Deadly and Smoke here. You guys are absolute lovers of any kind of like open world hardcore survival game. It's like what your communities love. It's what the games that you guys love. What elements are you excited about, and or would you like to see added to Tarkov that will kind of increase the survival elements of the game? So it's not so much of a just a loot, shoot, and scooter, but it actually has like these survival elements where you have to like manage your hunger and thirst or whatever. You know, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Smoke or Deadly, feel free to take off.
Smoke, go for it, man. This is more, I feel like I play a lot of survival shooters, but I feel this might be good.
I mean, for me, I'm not really like immediately concerned about like the food and water. For me, it's more about just the general map flow or like flow through the raid. You know, when you spawn in and what your points of interest are, what your objectives are. You know, a lot of new players use the story, you know, the tasks from the vendors to kind of guide themselves through the game. And then just I don't know. I always kind of wanted random variables in the raid because once you kind of play Tarkov a bunch, you know, like, all right, I'm on customs, the dorms is the point of interest, or the resort with a few rooms on shoreline, or the Kiba gun store and a few big spots on interchange. Like you kind of know where to go to increase your chances of seeing people and getting all the good stuff. So I was almost hoping that Tarkov would eventually kind of spread out the map interest and the player traffic somehow. And a huge part of that comes with changing the spawn zones, obviously.
And also
you know,
the loot too.
Yeah, the loot locations and the spawn zones. And I'm not asking for like a random gun drop or something. But it just seems like you get to the point where you know, there's people that are rushing the good loot spots, and then you have a guy that's trying to play, he's taking out his gear set, he's trying to play safe, smart, slow, And by the time he gets to these loot spots, they're looted by like, the guys that are just kind of rushing the loot, like the lower gear hatchet guys or whatever. Or just people that play fast paced. That's fine too.
Mhm.
So for me, it's more about just the flow and hopefully going in someday and not really knowing what to expect. Just different variables in the raid that make every raid different. And sometimes they are. The raids are extremely different, especially for new guys. But I think eventually you get to a point where you kind of have a good grip on the flow of the map.
Mhm.
So I guess just random variables to kind of switch things up, like diversity. And I know I'm talking a lot about this, but another thing too is the quest system. A lot of new players say, hey, I'm accepting these quests and I'm spending 90% of my time on customs because I have to do all of this stuff on customs, and then it's like, okay, I finished that and now I'm stuck on shoreline for 30 raids straight. So I think just somehow encouraging new guys to go all through the maps instead of having to stick on customs and grinding 2 tasks in a row, it's just something I would like to see. But again, I love the current form. I don't want to change that. Just a little bit more variation, I guess, to the loot and the spawns.
Deadly?
I
Go ahead.
agree. I mean, it's a good point. Randomness to loot. Like right now, we know let's say shoreline. If you want to do a money run on shoreline, you're going to hit 310. You're going down to 222, to like 328, the pig room, because items will always be there. It would be cool that there would be more randomness, like having more keys or actually taking your time and looting through each building might reward you something that you did not expect to find. And it also might encourage people, instead of just rushing down to 310 to get the Bitcoin, to get the roller, they might have to loot more rooms like 314, for example, or maybe loot a room that doesn't even have a key that requires it, or a little house in shoreline that nobody really goes to because there's a crate there that may or may not have something really good,
Yeah.
That would be cool. I mean, that's at its core, like that randomness is really important to survival games.
Yeah, and real quick to touch on that, like just using the dorms on customs as an example is perfect because as a new player, you're going to the dorms and you're like, holy shit, this is risky. I want to check all these rooms. I don't know where this stuff is at. And then you play for 2 months and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna hit the mark room, this room, that room, and then get out of here.
Yep.
Right. Whereas it seems like in a realistic setting, it'd be cool if we didn't know if some of those like mediocre rooms or just empty rooms that are currently just garbage, like maybe in the future they could have a random chance to have something and they wouldn't be empty. So it encourages players to take their time, thoroughly loot the resort, or thoroughly loot the dorms, spend some time there. That will increase the chance of another player encounter at these hotspots that are really fun to fight in, instead of just going in, checking the mark room, and getting out.
One of my favorite loot locations in the game is old gas station extract because you never know what the hell you're going to find there. It could be an ops core, it could be a Val, it could be anything. I think what could be Fort Armor. I think what would be a good idea is that whatever that loot spot is, it would be cool if that could get spread out in locked rooms and like all over around all of the other maps. Because that way it would encourage players to go out and find something. And the loot isn't going to be OP all the time because it's like you find either a box of ammo or an ops core or like a pistol case or maybe just like a Grotch or a Makarov. It's such a random spawn. And I think that would just really encourage a lot of player exploration through, like, say, the town on Shoreline, different stores on Interchange, different dorm rooms on Customs, stuff like that. It's a really cool spawn. And so really just making the loot less in the same spot is, I think, what Smoke is what you're trying to say, right? It's because it's so redundant. Like, people go to the same spot.
We don't necessarily know what to expect. We don't feel 100% comfortable in our, like, ideal path through the map. You know, there's, like, a few variables that might kind of surprise us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even as experienced players.
Of course, we thought about it, and we plan to add the feature, like the randomization of points of interest. So actually, there will be like 3 market rooms on the customs, and they will randomize. Like, so you'll need to like search all the like 3 points, maybe even more. Also, with the implementation of new type of exits, like
the flares, right?
Flares and stuff, we could like not like end with it just like being new types of exits. It could be like the opening of a passages to new areas of locations. So you'll be able to fire the flare. Some location, like doors will open for you, and you'll be able to loot and search something which was closed like before. Just an idea. So Also, the event system of a game, like the cultists will spawn only at night. They will have their own like circles, marked circles. So it will be like their how to say it in English, like altars or something.
Yeah, it's shrine.
Shrine, yeah, like
Shrine.
shrine. And of course, it will have some loot, some bodies with loot.
Big heads and shit.
Yeah, so it's planned like to randomize like the environment
In general, it's just
So
so that
that's
it
it.
becomes that more, it fits within the theme of EFT being you never know what you're gonna expect kind of game.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, add to this scav rates, like when you make something or pass some area, it will trigger the special scav squad to hunt you down. Also, the mortar strikes of area, which will drive you out from the places.
Holy shit!
The minefields.
And these will be
the-
random, just like they'll just happen. Like
Yes.
Wow.
So it's all will be in the system called dynamic что-то там player что-то там. So I don't know. I didn't name it yet. Events, yeah, like dynamic event system, like special player events, like linked to audio events, also like train passed by, plane.
flying over helicopters or
land-
something.
Yeah, it's all will be mixed up with this like randomization system, which will like give you the feeling of.
Nikita, now
dynamic
that you've
world.
said that, dude, I see a lot of people in the chat being like, "Oh my god, no, no." I want you. Could you tell everybody, and me myself, Deadly, and Smoke included, the vision of EFT? How this, like, what is the battle simulation that Tarkov is trying to be? Like this, because I ask you this every podcast.
So, okay, guys, listen up. How to develop EFT? The quick curves by me.
Nikita.
Yes. So, it's a really fucking painful
Job?
Task.
yes. Thank you. And that's it. Thank you very much. My PayPal number I will send you. Okay, bye. So, okay. It's right now it's pretty difficult thing because we have a live environment, we have an ongoing game, and it's not easy for us to make something without you being reacting in a negative way too much, because we know that of course some of you will say, oh, that's why you're changing things, that's why you're breaking game, because you listen in the minority, you'll need to make your own. Of course, but we need to like to watch things going. We need to see your reactions to make some corrections. And right now it's pretty hard because we have the game which kinda being done with a like strong amount of complete features. So the game feels kinda completed in somehow. So like several features, and we like have a lot of things to make, like a lot of game changers. So they will change the game. So if you will play the game like in a year or in a half of a year, the game will feel differently, and it could be hard. It will be harder because the idea is to make this ultimate combat simulator in the hazardous environment. So the idea is to make the life. The idea is to make the game which will allow you to feel the actual combat experience.
Including
that's it.
landmines, traps, weapon jams, addictions, like all of these
Yes.
things that can simulate in a battle.
Yes, and this will lead to a lot of testing, a lot of negativity and positivity, because the game is life, and the game is life, and the game is life. So
Tarkov is life. Tarkov is love.
all of your reactions will build up the foundation of a game. Will build up the advanced features.
I just can't wait to hear about that tax feature, man. When am I going to do my taxes in EFT and my bear shaving? All right.
Actually, with the flea market, taxes will be implemented. So,
Oh.
a little bit, just to not to encourage people to exploit the system. Like, I will break the flea market by
Tax evading in Tarkov.
selling one.
The Scav IRS is coming for me.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, and this is how things done. So every single feature that we need to add is being tested internally, and then we will release it widely, publicly. And as I said before, if it will be not all right, we will tune it, or even we will remove it and forget about it. So it's not a problem for us, because eventually we need to make the game which will be as much realistic as playable.
That makes sense. Much realistic as playable, as long as it's fun. I don't want to have to.
Yes,
I don't want to
so-
have to poop in Tarkov. I mean, it's funny in Scum. It's a
Yes.
good feature in that game.
And
So,
they already have the outhouses
Yeah.
and the toilets.
Yeah.
They're already there. One animation away.
Of course, the EFT is a game about weapons, the shooting,
Yeah, it's
and
gun simulation.
moving. Like, yes, and to make sure that these features will stay intact, and the gameplay will not change. But, like, for example, the medical animation will change the game. The hideout will change the game. The unconsciousness system will change the
I'm
game.
looking forward to that, Buddy Med.
The team cooperation features will slightly change the game. The under barrel grenade launchers will change the game.
Landmines, ghillie suits.
The more cheap thermal scope will change the game. The more cheap something like night vision scope is also slightly changed the game. The heavy machine guns and stationary weapons will change the game.
Oh my lord, scabs
Yeah,
with a 50 cal. Oh.
The storyline quests will change the game and will make the game whole. So it's still a lot of things to do. The VoIP even will change
Is
the
that
game.
still coming in version 11?
It's planned.
Planned?
Yes,
It's planned.
yes. We want to.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to add
Yeah.
this feature for those you guys who are freaking out about VoIP and saying like it will break the immersion. Blah, 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 blah. First of all, the audience of this game called EFT is much higher than the typical shooter that you can name, like Fortnite, for example. And different games like PUBG. So you guys who play the EFT is more confident, more smart players, and you're actually older than a typical player base of any mass production arcade dish games. This will regulate the VoIP at the first place. The second thing is we will make it as real as possible, like in real life. So of course you will still be able to use Skype, for example. But I know that there is a lot of people who want to play EFT in a real way, like a militaristic simulation with the headsets, with the
Radio
Contacts.
yes, radios, contacts, like call outs and stuff. So
Brevity code,
for
like
them,
hand and arm signals,
yeah. So this feature will be for them also. So, but of course, if it will be like, if it will break something, I doubt it. I think everything will be fine. We will change it or remove it or limit it.
I think the only really complaint people have with VoIP is them worrying about having toxic people just running around in a raid, just yelling profanities and shit. And that's what they're really
Then
worried about.
kill it.
Yeah,
Just kill it.
and I-
Kill it
Just-
with fire.
Well, I
Kill
mean,
it with fire.
if only we
Just
could do
shoot
that
it.
in real life and it was that simple, but they keep coming back.
Just shoot it and
Just shoot it, dude. Jeez.
some stupid guy like running around and saying some stupid things, shoot it and like teabag him. I don't know, make something like
Well, here, let me jump in real quick. If we do have when we do have VoIP, we'll probably have like a button that can just insta mute it, right? Or like we just like hotkey a button to mute VoIP whenever
yes,
we
of
want.
course.
Okay,
Of
that's,
course.
Okay,
that's
and-
awesome.
And I think the reason some people, like at least from like my chat, are concerned about it is like I think the whole radio, like a lot of people are talking about radios and compasses combined. Like when we get radios and compasses, you can have that really like tactical, milsim comm going on. But like
Yes.
the thing about Tarkov for me that was so unique and still is that no other game does, and that you guys are so close to like taking to the next step is, and a lot of people you guys don't like it and don't use it, is the in-game comms that you guys have. You know, the voice recordings. You press a button, it says, "Hey, let's work together." You know, like that's just so cool because you know maybe your teammate is this guy that sounds all like decrepit and noobish and like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and like you can just use these comms to be very direct and basic and to be like, "Hey, cover me, follow me, do this," and it's just so cool. And you know, I was wondering like if in-game local proximity VoIP came in, that whole system would just be completely done. Like people wouldn't be encouraged to try and learn these little voice comms because they just talk in their mic, and that's fine. You know, like so many games have VoIP. The only reason DayZ encounters are so good is because of VoIP, because you can actually communicate with other humans. You know, so I was just worried that your super unique in-game comm system was going to be completely overshadowed by proximity VoIP. You know, and then it's just
But
gone.
but it could be uh, enriched because you're the person who don't like talk to people, and you meet somebody who use VoIP, and he will give you the commands. He will
Right,
say
yeah.
something to you, and he will reply them with the
You're
system.
right. You're right. We could do a in-game comp versus an actual voice thing. I've thought of that. That's true. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I think VoIP is going to lead to so many funny encounters. I just kind of wanted to
Yes.
know how it works because like at first you said radios, but then you said also proximity VoIP for sure. Just if you're close to me, we can talk. Like no matter
Yeah,
what.
because I lately watched like a thousand or hundreds hours of streaming, like different guys, and all the cooperation in the raids, it leads to a simple
Yeah. Wiggling and nodding your
this,
head. Yeah.
this like so stupid, like it's not realistic at all.
That's the standard for all survival games with me.
like,
Dude, the
like a
wiggle.
monkeys or something.
It's
Well,
universal.
Little diplomacy.
Well, let me tell you a solution that we thought of to the wiggle. You know how when you go up to a person in game and you're like, you can when you go face to face with them and you press Y, it says, "Hey, let's work together." You know, like the "Let's work together" comm. Like the one problem we have with it is you have to be face to face with the enemy. Like their gun is sticking down your throat. Like we almost need a long range. Hey, let's work together.
I
I'm
agree.
cool.
It would be nice just to
You
have
know,
that
if-
on a hotkey, just be able to say that.
Yeah, not a close up one, but just a long distance. Hey, dude, I'm USEC. I'm friendly. What about you? You know, that's it.
Mhm.
And I think that would completely get rid of the whole wiggle, flash
Hey,
your
bro,
light,
let's
jump up and
unite.
down.
Hey, bro, you want a
Yeah.
party?
But
Fuck, you want a
And
party?
The Russian
It's
just
like-
like, Shaq, what are you gonna
Gotta be a
gonna
lot
get
of
us?
F-bombs.
it,
Tech
it,
2.
and I have a question about that too. Like, how hard was it, or how hard is it to like add new voice comms and tweak them? And like, do you guys have plans of getting like more voice actors and stuff anytime soon, or is that kind of on the back burner because there's more important things?
Right now,
obviously?
it's impossible to add new voice lines to the like current voice lines, current like actors or something like voice packs. So right now, it's all like if you will need to overhaul or redone the system, we will need to record from scratch. Russian actors is pretty easy to find. Like exact these actors, we will find them easier because I know these guys. I can call them, like go to Moscow and record additional voice lines. But the English ones, I think we could redone it actually because I don't like them at all. But
I like
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
the USEC. He's funny.
I wouldn't mind if you just left the two current
Yeah.
ones and then just added like a third
Yeah.
and fourth option. You know,
Like,
just to have like the classic.
I have four third and fourth option already. I'm too lazy to add them. Too lazy. Too
Mm.
lazy.
I'm sure
It's-
people would love to
it's-
see different nationalities too, like English, Scotsman, maybe like German or Spaniard or French guy or something. Who knows?
This needs to be like taken in action.
You're the sound
right
guy,
now-
Nikita.
It's such
I
a
know.
unique feature. I love it.
It's fun. It is really
I know.
fun. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like I'll be watching Smoke stream sometimes, and they'll literally have conversations with like other USECs, and they'll be like the gestures they'll do, and like one of the best. I love like the head moves around now, and people can like nod up and down. It's really funny. There's some really funny
I think
conversations.
Smoke what was the who actually utilized the system like fully, and it was like a kind of cinematographic effect of like actual like cooperation with the voice
Yeah.
line.
Well, and the reason it's so cool, and that's the last thing I'll say about it, is it just keeps you in the Tarkov atmosphere. It keeps you in that mindset that you're in this simulation. Because sometimes when you're playing with VoIP in games with people, like I know some of my buddies that like aren't super into games, they'll get on and like, you know, your communication between you and your buddies in game like almost kind of devalues how cool the things that are happening are. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of keeps you in Tarkov instead of you're in Discord. You know, you're in Discord with your buddy and he's like, "Oh, I'm dead, dude. He's up in the hallway. Go kill him. This sucks." You know, like you just completely take that whole possibility of like this weird negativity that you shouldn't be talking about in the simulation,
Mhm.
and it forces you to stay in the world of Tarkov with these comms. And I think that's just so unique to Tarkov, you
Yeah,
know.
it's absolutely a really
But
good point.
so I wouldn't want to see it gone completely. You know, like you said, if they had VoIP, fine, we can just turn VoIP off, or you know, try to communicate people with people using the comms. Or if they seem like a really cool dude that actually has fun comms in the world of Tarkov, then screw the comms. I'll just talk to him with VoIP. You know. So it just depends, I guess, on who you're trying to team with if you would want to use the comms or VoIP. So it'll be cool to have the option. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, I think it's time to show. We at the early moments of the podcast, we talked about clothing and new gear. We have I have like the links of a new gear, and not like it's like the folder named for character gear and something something.
I'm on
So we can four number 4, and this is just like several pieces of new equipment and clothing. Like it's another Russian vests.
Looks cool. Looks like it's going to be pretty heavy. I'm really looking forward to the feature that's coming in open beta. It's going to be basically you're going to be able to swap out plates inside of these vests and also be able to customize your chest rigs and stuff. I think that's going to be a really cool feature that a lot of people are really going to be looking forward to, including myself.
The rig customization favorite like upcoming features. I really want to implement it as soon as possible because I really like what I've designed, and I think it will be perfect in terms of management of your rig. Also, when we add the presets of weapons, there also will be presets for rigs.
That'll be cool.
So you will be able to save rigs and like the thing about that you need to constantly buy the same things all over again. It's not cool at all. And what's going on?
It's Deadly's cat.
Oh yeah.
It's just being a cat, you know.
He's getting interested in the cosmetics.
Like, wow, these are really cool. It'd be a shame if somebody were to walk on your keyboard right now.
Yeah.
This picture actually Ford. This is Ford armor.
This is the actual Ford armor right here.
This is the Ford technology. This is a firm which makes different kinds of armor, including super heavy Vulcan 5 helmet. It's 5 class protection helmet.
Wow.
The only one in the universe, guys.
There's only one that exists.
Yes.
So it'll be like an ultra rare, probably scab boss item or something.
It could protect you from the 50 BMG.
Whoa.
But you will what your head will be like the condensed milk or something.
Yeah, you'd probably just be a vegetable after that. Like, yeah, you're not dead, kinda. That makes sense.
So here we have CS:GO glove skins. What are these?
It's just some high pole.
Oh, just some clothing.
Yeah, character customization. I'm imagining this is probably for bear right here. This looks like a possibly bear camo.
This is for bear. There's several pieces from USEC bear, UN soldier. Some of the
jeans. I like this one.
It'll be cool for teams to be able to identify each other a bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to select like a no shit designated uniform, and that's what people do in real life to help identify friendlies. Is they go in with the same uniform, and they look exactly the same. That helps a lot with friendly identification. So it's not a lot of
the thing is that the clothing for bear and clothing for USEC will be diverse. Like you will able to wear like pants of USEC and upper of beer, so it will like make the recognition harder.
So there'll still be differences in faction customization, but you'll still be able to but it's still, if you have a group of buddies you play with, you all choose to go on the same faction. You all choose the same clothing, so that way you can do that if you so want to.
Well, you're saying it should be a bit easier to identify faction, right? Because I can't, if I'm a USEC, I can't wear the bear stuff, right? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool. So you'll be able to.
And we want to represent cool kits of clothing to like model like famous special forces equipment, like Marine Special Operations for USEC, the FSB Alpha Group, like summer kit or something. So we'll be like, we want to make this so that our PMCs will look kind of special forces, but they still will be PMCs.
Cool. Very cool. I'm really excited for a lot of this stuff coming up. Like any new EFT content just makes me like giddy. Because
Who's the woman?
Elvira.
Therapist.
Oh.
And Nikita, so eventually when we're going through Tarkov, because once the game's finished, the idea is like we start on Streets of Tarkov and we have to work our way through each map and kind of complete, quests along the way. We're going to be able to meet these traders like in the raid. Like they're actually going to have a physical location we're going to be able to go to, and that's how you make your connection with them.
Yes, actually, we model traders. Just we want to like to create some kind of lobby when you will be able to talk with this trader about your storyline quests, and the traders will be animated. It will be 3D models with animations.
That'll be cool.
And later we will add them onto open world free roam mode. So you will need to travel to them.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. Just like having different like little trader cities and safe zones around the map.
Yes, with some kind of safe zones. Yes.
And
it will be a hard task. So
these players
to make it all together, all the locations.
Yeah, that's an end game task for you guys. Like that's the full vision of the game, is to eventually piece it all together.
But the Unity 2018, which we plan to move really soon, I think maybe this year, it has a lot of things to make our life easier. For example, texture streaming, which will allow us to reduce memory 3 times or 4 times. So it will be super cool. So the main stopper for us right now is the memory consumption right now.
Yeah.
And because of memory leaks, because of like lots of textures and stuff, and with the Unity 2018, we'll be able to enable texture streaming, and this will lead us. This will give us a lot of things to optimize.
If this is kind of like an unrealistic question for you, but moving over to a new engine base is a fucking big ass task.
Of course, it's impossible. It's already impossible.
Yeah, big task.
Like it's possible actually to move to. No, it's possible just like for the 2 first seconds.
Like it's just like you have to plan out a lot, and it's a very big task that would take a long time. I remember back in 2017 when you guys moved over to the newer version of Unity. That took like 4 or 5 months. Just to get done.
But Unity 2018 is pretty good because we have already test build, and it seems like fine already. The game is working. Of course, it has a lots of like small like bugs, visual like glitches and stuff, but it's working. We can play. The server is working, everything is working, and the streaming is working actually. So there's the highest chance that we will make something till the end of this year. Maybe we'll move to 2018. We'll see.
Well, that's great. Every time you guys have chose to take the time to move to a new engine, it's given us really good results every single time. I remember when the game was on DX9 and I would only get 40 frames in customs, and then after that patch I got like 70 to 80. Right now
we on the DX11, and we still don't use the instancing. The instancing thing will allow us to increase frame rate. Why does not we use it? Because it's Unity. We enable it, and we received the like lower FPS and stuttering, so we disable it. And right now we're working towards it, and I think enable instancing, and it will give us more FPS and less stuttering. So this is what about the additional optimization and ongoing and forward optimization of a game. It's still a lot of areas to optimize. It's like a lot of, yeah.
One area I'd actually like to talk about for a sec is sound. A lot of people in EFT, I feel like one of their biggest gripes is just sound positioning, 3D sound positioning. Because I don't think anybody disagrees with the fact that the sound quality of the game is amazing. The gunshots, the clicking of magazines, general movement, stuff like that. It sounds great, but being able to detect your enemies through the sound is a little bit troublesome sometimes. Being able to hear above and under you. Sometimes, like, I'll hear somebody running around a hallway, then all of a sudden they're just above me, and I'm just like, oh, what the hell? It sounded like they're just right in front of me. Are there any plans this year to kind of work on the sound design to kind of increase the quality of it, the sound positioning?
Yes, I think we'll make something better in terms of vertical positioning, audio positioning. It just need to be, how to say it, studied. Like the abilities.
You have to understand how you're going to implement it before you actually do it.
Yeah, for example, there is a simple tweak that should be done. Interchange floors, they are too thick. The intersections are too thick that we just cut this down, so you will not be able to hear between the floors of interchange. So it will be the first thing to make the interchange sound positioning, vertical sound positioning better. But maybe the positional system will be redone. We'll see about this. It's a high chance.
Okay, that's really good to hear. Just because I know a lot of players were kind of concerned about that. So for the most part, we're kind of done with a lot of our talking points here, and we covered most of the areas. We only have a couple more leaks to show off. We have folders 6 and 8 to show off. I want to open the floor to either Deadly or Smoke. I want you guys to basically talk about whatever the hell you want with Nikita while we have him. And if you guys got anything, just talk about it. I want to give you guys a free floor here.
Go ahead and start, Deadly.
Smoke, I think you have a prepared list of things.
Well, we kind of talk. Yeah, we have a little list from before the podcast started that we were going over. So Nikita, I guess I could just fire off a few points, and you can just have a quick, short response, because I think this is just the stuff the community's been asking about. So the first thing we had was possibly extending match time to ensure that you have a full server, or at least a server with 5, 6, 7 people, because occasionally we'll get low play counts, or low player counts.
Yes, yes, we plan to tune matchmaker a little to make these matches more full.
Full, but also dynamic.
Yes.
Right. We don't know what to expect, but we know there's probably a good amount of people in there. But that's all we really care about. And then maybe extending match time. I know some groups, let's say you only play Tarkov with groups, right? You're always rocking a 3 or 4 man, and in your raids, maybe you're not finding other 3 or 4 mans all the time. But let's say there are other 3 or 4 men searching. Does some of you groups maybe in chat right now, would you guys be willing to wait a longer period of time to get matched, not just with other groups, but priority match with another group, and then it can fill the rest of the server with duos, singles, more singles, trios, whatever. But it focuses on trying to get a group with a group, and then fills in the rest with whoever. Is that an option for some of these big groups that want to fight other groups?
So basically, what you're saying is you're basically asking chat, would they like longer matching times for a better chance to basically queue up with more players, if not groups?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because I don't want to sit in a 10-minute queue, but I want a full server,
Yeah.
So it's a full.
No, yes, no. It's 50 by 50.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to ask chat. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really mean to ask him.
No, it's fine. No, it's all good. You're good.
So I don't know. That's just an idea thrown around. I know you don't have a definite answer for anything. Okay. So what's the next one we had? We had someone was talking about night and day selection. I remember back in the day, you couldn't pick night or day. Some people love being able to get out of work and make sure they can play in a daytime server. Other people say, I'd love to experience the cool nighttime, but every time I play it, it's empty because you have the choice of day or night at all times. What's your opinion on that?
First of all, the match could not be empty at all. somebody will be in the game. So there is no chance that the game will start without any players. It will be 2 or 3 or even more. It can't run like 2, the minimum, like the hard minimum. So if you try to matchmake, the like the game will do something, like the matchmaker will do something just to get more players to you. So it could lead to some delays also, but there is somebody in the game at all time, and this could actually be tuned with this like increased matching or some tweaks to make these matches more dynamic and have more players. This is it. So as I said before, we have a principle of a game, like you must not know who's in the game and what to expect. This is it.
Well,
So
that's the vision of Tarkov. It's supposed to be this dynamic, experience where you're never really going to know what you expect, and a lot of people can't expect a lot. We talked about that earlier, spawns and loot locations. A lot of that stuff kind of becomes redundant, but I think a lot of complaints, especially from the community, are really due to the fucking byproduct of lack of development. Just some features just aren't complete yet. There's some things that just aren't done, and so it kind of seems like the way it is the only way it's going.
For example, how to enrich nighttime. First, there will be cultists with their like base of operations. It's not like base of operations; it's like shrines with the cool loot, of course. Second, there will be nighttime missions. We plan to enrich the current quest system. We will add the requirement like make something in the night, so you will be able to find somebody in the night. Third, the main reason to play at night is because, of course, there's less players who play night raids, but the loot is there. So,
have you ever thought about combining both the lobbies and doing away with the, 2 lobbies for day and night? Because one, that would kind of help alleviate separating the player lobbies and ensuring what Smoke was talking about to make sure people would get into a match together. But at the same time, people like being able to choose to play on day and night, which seems like a fair point to me. But EFT is also trying to be this dynamic and random game where everything's going to kind of be different. Do you guys have any plans to kind of change that at all, or like what are your guys' feelings about it in general?
I don't know. Really, I need to think about it.
Deadly,
actually.
Smoke, how do you guys feel about it?
Well, I play both iterations, right? So when there was one map and one time slot, you kind of mentioned it before the podcast started, everyone would filter into factory.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 time slot system kind of works, but for those guys that are after the immersion, of course, having one time across the board for all the maps, 1 Tarkov time does make sense.
Yeah.
So maybe whenever Nikita mentioned they add the cultists, they have more unique things that are happening at night, more incentives to play at night, and when those are introduced, people will have less of a complaint to want to do that. And also right now, like just to kind of throw it out there, MVGs are the most accessible they've ever been.
And night vision scopes too, there's a ton of them.
So like as night becomes more accessible and more incentives to play it, then sure, makes sense.
Okay.
For example, another thing to regulate. So when we will see the dynamic events at night, there will be less dynamic events. So the spontaneous mortar strikes will be lowered in terms of chances. The scav rates will be lowered, and it will be more comfy, not comfy, like
quiet. It's quiet. It's calm night. It's a calm, quiet night kind of deal. That makes sense.
Yes.
So players who are looking to go scavenge and play a more quiet raid, where they're not necessarily wanting to PvP.
Night is perfect time for scavenge.
Okay, and then daytime's for action.
Time for loot. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That sounds fun. Smoke, how do you feel about it? I want to make sure you're included in this.
No, that's cool. Like I said, back when I used to play, when you could only pick, if you got on and every map was pitch black, you had to play. And like sometimes I was fairly new to the game back then, and I was like, man, I really don't want to have a pitch black screen right now. Like I just didn't want it. But at the same time, I do want to be forced to play a highly populated nighttime raid. That's awesome. It's just you get discouraged sometimes because you're like, all right, I want to play this night raid, but how many people are in here with me?
Hey, hold on, Smoke. Sorry, I got to cut you off. Chat, guys, somebody just debated you guys. Debated. There's no giveaway going on. Please don't start spamming the command. You guys just got debated really badly.
There is a band giveaway.
Yeah,
going on.
Band. That's a debate. Don't Sorry you got debated. Whoever did that, make sure that guy's banned forever. I hate it when people do that. Sorry, Smoke. I just want to address
No.
that real quick.
No, you're good.
My
you're
point.
good.
My
ahead.
point for this, I personally want to make not want to make. I want to see a game 100% true hardcore, full of pain and struggle. Like, it's not because I don't love like humanity or something. It's all about like real life, and of course, the single time matchmaker will be more realistic. Like, you have to survive. You have to like at
Deal with
first,
the environment.
at first, the first iteration, it was the exact time on server without any like multiplications. Like, it's a plain time, and the speed of time is exact as we have it like right now. So the night will be like 8 hours to like in real life, like a current moment, and it was kind of like extreme. So like for those who come back from work, they want to play, and it's night and it's evening all the way every day.
Every day, yeah.
Yeah, so we changed it. We make the pace multiplier. Then we made two types of like time shifts, and I think that right now it's perfect.
Yeah, I like being able to pick. I do. I guess the only way that we can meet in the middle about the whole like sometimes you're forced to go into a map at night is like what if we kind of talked about earlier, like what if during these hours factory and customs are pitch black, but shoreline and interchange are daytime, and then it swaps. So like if you want to play factory daytime, you can't until but you can go play a different daytime map if you just don't want to be in the pitch black. I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it just sounds like maybe the middle idea between the two realms. I don't know.
Also, we're showing the pictures of an office I took today. Some of the pictures of desktops of our guys. This is like with lots of Lego and stuff. This is the Kiba like lead animator. Kiba arms.
Yeah, Kiba.
And the Kiba store is named
After him.
after this guy. Yeah.
He does a good job, man. Honestly, the animations in EFT are by far the best I've ever seen in any game ever, and it's all thanks to your team. Like, those guys kill it. They do such an amazing job.
Also, you can guess. You could guess what this.
It's a scatter mine, right?
Yes, it's pretty easy for you.
Well,
Yes, it's kind of mine.
I remember them from Combat Engineer School.
One more thing about this time of day discussion. Personally, I really love the idea when I play Arma Wastelands. It was really cool that you need to play the many cycles of the day-night cycles, and when it comes like you started like in the early morning, you play like for 20 minutes and it's already evening.
Yeah.
And you have to survive. You need to buy NVG, and it's really cool because you're traveling like on a quad bike to the nearest trader to buy this NVG, and it's night, pitch black, and it's really cool. So I like the idea of like you just came into the dorms, you looted something there, came out, and it's night already. This is cool to have this like fast transitions.
Yeah, maybe go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say just real quick. That just brought up something. You know how you said there's maybe someone said there's an increased loot chance at nighttime, or just more loot because there's less players. Maybe a chance of finding like a night vision piece or like the trade items to trade for night vision.
Yes,
like an increase to that at nighttime would be like a nice little incentive to play night. I don't know. Increase night vision drops.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead, Queen. Sorry.
I was actually going to say, so this picture that we're just looking at here, it looks like a possible new location coming up. I skipped past it for a second. You might have to wait for the delay, but it looks like a new location of some kind of like scav base with possible machine guns and something like that. I wonder if you could talk about this a bit because it looks pretty interesting.
I will not say anything.
Okay, moving on to the next screenshot.
Some of our team is always ready for the apocalypse.
So I guess
and I'm talking about this guy now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So this guy's ready for
Pigeon.
he's ready for the apocalypse.
He's waiting.
Pigeon head.
You guys have so much personality in the studio with all like the Legos and all this other kind of stuff. Like it's cool to see because I'm sure this is at the end of the day, y'all are gamers at the studio. You're nerds. You like you love this kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, I think we'll start. I guess we'll wrap it up and we'll show off the grand finale for the leaks is some screenshots of the new location, Terror Group Labs. I'm sure you guys are very excited to see this. I'm actually really excited to see what these are going to be like.
Yeah.
So let's
just a couple of words about this new location. It will definitely be an 0.11 for sure.
Excuse me.
And we want to implement new types of mechanics like coded doors, keycard opened doors, like the energy system, like you need to switch on lights and power up generators to like power specific areas of laboratory and stuff, and the new types of exits with the blast doors and signals sound alarms and stuff. And all of these mechanics will be spread onto like
all the other maps
locations that we have. Yeah.
So essentially, this is testing out in raid dynamic events first, and then once you test these out, then they'll get added to the other maps.
Yes, that kind of it.
That's awesome. That sounds really fun.
So you said it's gonna be about 4 times the size of factory, right?
Yeah, it's like really big. Unexpectedly.
Do you have like a player count estimate you're thinking per server?
I think it will be 10 or 11 PMC.
Oh wow!
And there will be we will introduce new types of enemies called Scav Raiders.
I was gonna say, is there gonna be a Scav boss for this map at one point, or is it gonna be Scav Raiders?
It will be Scav Raiders because they are itself like pretty advanced, like military guys. It's
Really?
like Scav. It's like typical Scavs, but with the
Like the like Rashala's gang, kind of more unique.
better. Like it's more like tactical 3-4 tactical like teams by 3 or 4. It's like a special operations team, like counter-terrorism units. So it's not typical Scavs. Like,
But so they're
this
not.
is
So are they just called Scavs, or are they?
They just call Scavs,
Okay.
but it's like this Scav will introduce the true Scavs, like those who they started, like they helped to start all of this chaos in the city. So it's like plot, like story-driven Scavs.
So will these guys like search and hunt you down while you're in the raid? They will like try and find you.
They're like these Scavs will consist of ex-PMCs also.
Oh wow!
So it will be like it will be like the joint team of Scavs, ex-PMCs. They will the idea, their purpose will be to infiltrate the facility as you are, and find and kill anybody on site,
including other just like regular Scavs if they're there. Will they?
There will be no regular Scav.
Well,
just this Scav Raiders.
Well, then say on customs then where there are normal Scavs, will there be Scav Raiders that come in on that map, and will they fight?
They will not be like roaming. They will be event based.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the map looks awesome. This looks so cool. It's a totally different environment than what we're used to. It's all like it's actually like really clean. No fucking pun intended. Like it looks like it's well kept. There's not trash and garbage everywhere.
Yeah, because this is a secret underground location beneath the Tarkov. It's a side location. You will have to find it first with the storyline quest. So it will not be open for everybody. Of course, on the test it will open to test. We will play on it like on factory. They will have plenty of high tech and top tier loot. But in the final game, it will be closed location. You will have to find secret doors, find secret keys to open it. And when you infiltrate this, you will be fighting with the other PMCs and also with Scav Raiders, like mini bosses, like teams.
Elite enemies, basically.
Their behavior will be like counterterrorism, like cleaner squads or something.
Cool. It looks great.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can't
I
wait.
can't
it's
wait.
one of those exciting things for sure.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think one thing that the community is like really starved for in general is people just want more maps to play on. Like,
Yep.
if you guys ever get to a point, like, say when you're going to start, updating your animation system in Unity 2018, if those are going to be like a big, like, it's going to take like 5 months. Whenever, before you guys make the choice to do that, if you guys could pump out like a couple more maps for the community so we could have a little bit more variety to play on before we know we're not going to get a patch for a while, that'd be amazing.
Okay. I will tell you. This concepts of Metal Gear Solid kind of fortifications. It's about new map called military base or reserve base. This will be new locations like military base with the top secret backup warehouses of Russian reserve system, full of condensed milk and Tushon.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Where are the painkillers though?
And,
All the milk.
and there we plan to introduce stationary weapons and landmines and stuff. Maybe even the mortars operating.
Operational mortars, you say?
Yes, and I don't know, maybe even the D30 like artillery guns.
Man, I'm getting
but I
sweaty,
don't know.
Nikita. This is way
Maybe
too
I'm-
many Nikki leaks, dude.
Maybe I'm just joking.
You're getting me all,
Yes.
all worked up over here, dude. It's getting really intense. So guys, we're about 2 hours into the podcast. This is usually right about when I like to wrap it up. We still got a little bit more time though. Again, Nikita, or excuse me, not Nikita, Deadly or Smoke. If you guys have anything you want to mention, I just want to give you guys as much time to talk about anything that you want. So please, like,
Well, the last thing on my list was just this segue into talking about Terror Group Labs. I mean, I had a good opportunity to talk about some of the things on my list earlier in the podcast. So like, I'm good. I think I have everything covered for me.
fantastic. Smoke, do you have anything else, man? Like anything?
I feel like this is a conversation not being the podcast, but I feel like a lot of people just want to have like a little closing statement about the current state of the anti-cheat, current state of like, possible bugs that are being worked on, and maybe remind them how to report them, like that invisible scav, invisible player gun thing. Just like I reported it twice today, and I guess if everybody reported it, it would probably get fixed sooner. And then just they have questions about what are the stipulations on the next wipe? Is it confirmed for 10.5? And if it's a partial wipe, what does that mean?
Thank
And
you.
that's basically it, those three things.
It's confirmed. Yes. Partial wipe will be, I think, we will wipe the stashes, the level, the traders. We will how to say it, like we will not delete it. We will
Redo.
No, like we will. This thing will stay.
Oh, you
Like,
will not wipe.
Yes, we will not wipe the reputation traders.
So we don't have to do the quest again. So we can just like grind out if we want.
Yes, we will not wipe the mastering and skills, I think. Or maybe we'll wipe skills. I don't know. Because we can always wipe skills. It's no problem for us. When we implement new skills, we just wipe on the skills and that's it. So and this is it. So we will wipe. So the stash and level must be wiped because the flea market, we must start to test it from scratch.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
And there's no denying that the anti-cheat has come a long way and banned so many cheers. Like you guys always release huge ban waves, and usually right after an update we have a nice little grace period of chilling out, and we probably don't want to reveal your anti-cheat secrets, so let's keep those under wraps. But
all I must say, the work with the anti-cheat and with the cheaters is so hard, and it always drives us like mad, and it's pretty common thing for us to delay updates due to this. So if you're thinking that we are not doing anything, that like we are like ignoring the problem or something, it's
you guys
bullshit.
have made some pretty big strides, actually. I think I can safely say that I was surprised on the effectiveness on that first iteration when you guys banned like over 1,000 accounts like that. I know that took a while to get to, but that I was surprised. And there's been a few wipes since then, and I think it's always going to be a battle.
It's always a battle, and most importantly, it's secret, like concealed operations. I can't say you anything about this. Like We have a lot of things going on. Like maybe you encountered something lately in the game. It could lead to these operations. So this is a kind of hard thing. Also, you can say to us like use the other types of anti-cheat. We tested them a long time ago, and we decided to make our own engine, and it works better. So it's just about
Well, Nikita, that's not true. I got headshot this one time in a bush.
just about it. Like we are fighting with the pretty big developers, and they are smart. They are assholes, but they are smart, and they make money with it. So this is it. We have to fight with them, and we're fighting. And I think we're doing pretty good because everything under control right now. There will be more more band waves, more vibes. So everything will be fine. I'm pretty sure. But the fight will go on. Like we'll go and go. So
Cheetah's never gonna
we
stop.
just need, we just need to calm down. And our our responsibility is to keep the game clean, and we will do this no matter what. This is our first priority. I'm talking this because there was several times that we have to release the patch like tomorrow, and because of cheaters and anti-cheat update, we will have to move it we had to move it forward like for a week or half a week, because this is the first priority. So yeah, tell your friends about it. I don't know. Every single time somebody is writing shit about us, and I don't like it. Please.
You never like it. All right, guys. So I'm going to close it out. Per tradition of the podcast, what I like to do is I like to raid you guys over to some smaller Escape from Tarkov streamers. So I really want you guys to show them some love. I found.
Wait.
No, I'm not. I was just okay.
You want to close the stream already or what? Because I
thought you were tired.
quick...
You told me at the beginning you didn't want to go that long. You told me that.
I'm super tired, but I need to answer the questions from the community.
Okay,
also.
please do.
I have a list
I will hold
of
this
questions.
Off. I will wait. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
More
questions. Okay, it's about 400 questions, so we will make it fast. Okay. Will late spawns will be fixed? Will late spawns be fixed? Yes, they will be fixed. What are the biggest problems the team is facing right now in terms of code fixes and implementation? Actually, the 0.10 patch was the hardest patch, and the troubles were there. Right now, we wanted to fix the stuff we broke with the latest patch. So right now we have several problems that are pretty hard to fix, but no like something special about it. It's just work, so it's pretty stable right now. The work is stable. We don't have some crunching or some madness going on. Everything is fine. The 0.10 was a great change, but we still encounter freezes. Are you working on it? Of course. So the left several types of freezes, like the grass regeneration freeze, the small stuttering on the player spawn, it's still left, and the memory consumption freeze called to paging. Paging. How does those paging? I guess. I don't know how to say it. Like when you have a lot of memory used, you dump the memory onto your hard drive automatically, and this will lead to a freeze. This will fix it, but the decreased consumption of memory, like memory leaks, we will fix memory leaks, and we will decrease the memory usage of a game. This will be for the 0.11 for sure, but I think we will make intermediate patches with this optimization. Are you working on fixing the sensitivity issues? What issues?
Scopes
like Burris and Voodoo.
Yeah, like
they kind of remember when you were in my chat and I got you to change the sensitivity.
Yes.
the burst and the voodoo are back to the old sensitivity before you changed it again.
So I need to make it lower.
Well, I think what
No,
the issue
it's slow
is
right
when it's
now.
1x, it's very slow, but then when you switch to the magnified version, it's a bit faster. It's so the
Okay,
sensitivity is
okay.
the same
I
between
see.
both 1x and 6 or 4x on the scopes.
Okay, yeah, this will be fixed. We need to make the switchable sensitivity of some kind. NVIDIA users found that if you disable VSync from NVIDIA control panel in Tarkov and then keep it on in-game graphics, the frame limits it will show -1, and in maps like factory FPS can reach 300 plus. Is it intentional? I don't know. Guys in the chat, you can test this out. Like disable NVIDIA VSync from the control panel and keep it enabled in the game and see maybe you gain 300 FPS more. Nice optimization. Can you give us some leaks of any weapon instead of HK 416 isn't coming from? We got already, like we leaked something. Can we get some leaks? Okay, any ETA of the LMGs? The first LMG will be RK16, and we showed it with the new
Killa.
boss. Yeah.
Killa.
Any ETA on 45 ACP guns such as 911 and 1911 and Vector? I think it will be after 0.11. Yes. When do you plan to add more melee weapons? 0.11. There will be new melee weapons, like 6 or 7 of them.
Ooh.
Tactical two-handed sword?
Of course, of
Will
course.
scavs ever be able to attack you with a two-handed?
Of course,
Oh, man.
of course.
Cav gangs running
So,
around.
That's gonna be funny.
that's the cultists. The main feature of cultists will be like they will sneak up on you and kill you with a knife.
Oh, man.
Oh, cool.
How
I didn't
soon
know
till
that.
we get melee takedown animations? Is that something that's like high on your guys' list? Probably not.
It's planned, but I don't know. Like, it's planned. I can say
It's
more.
planned. Everything is planned.
Yes. Any chance of getting the AN94 and the AK308? AK308 definitely will be added. AN94, I don't know. It's pretty limited weapon. It never got in series, and I don't know. It's pretty hard to produce, actually, hard to model, and maybe just for the collection. Like, we will make this like for the collection, like a limited weapon, just to have it in your own collection of weapons. Anything about SVD? We plan to release SVD in 0.11. Yeah.
That's my favorite
So,
gun. I've been waiting for that.
So yeah,
Oh.
but we have to make sure that the Vadim, like our modeler, we will make haste and make it faster, because
Oh my
like
God,
he'll love to make very detailed games.
I'm so excited. That's gonna SVD. Best gun ever.
SVD.
That's the DayZ gun. That's the DayZ sniper, dude.
Man, it's gonna be insane.
Oh man. Oh, I cannot wait. I've been wanting more Russian DMRs.
Why have you chosen to do Terror Labs instead of one of the 5 remaining planned maps? Because we wanted to make the game with the gameplay kind of similar to factory gameplay. We just want to make the other full indoors location, and of course it's kind of unique and like high tech and clean, so it will be kind of interesting to switch the overall like feeling of a game on that location. When do you plan to add arena? After Hideout, we'll start to edit. So early next year, I guess. Is it planned to add some weekly or daily tasks? Yes. Can we have more tasks that ask you to use specific weapons for a certain amount of kills, or more tasks that force players to play nighttime raids? Yes. On the 2 questions, yes. What happened to books? After the Predator, another one is supposed to appear, but they are silent about this topic. Right now, they are doing the second book called The Voice. Voice behind your back or something. По-русски она называется «Голос за спиной». on English, voice behind your back. There's a continuation of a Predator series. It's kind of cool.
Is it gonna have to do with the cultists a bit?
Yes,
Because that's
that
what
this book will have more like connections, actual connections with the game world, and I must recommend this book because it's really cool in terms of urban survival, urban warfare and survival. Like it's so precise, like a lot of things like technical, like like a handbook or something. So it's kind of cool.
Cool.
uh, when do you plan to somebody pinpointing the questions in the document? Oh shit. When do when do you plan to add the karma system for scavs and how will it work? We'll plan to add it. I don't know. We planned to add the ability to play as a boss in 0.11.
Damn.
But I think we will shift it because it will require a lot of coding, a lot of testing. So, because the next patch is 0.11 is more about content. So we will make more content and then like close this scav boss gameplay feature later.
Probably not, but will there be a wipe for 0.11 or most likely not because 10.5 will probably be sometime behind it?
I think not.
Okay.
I think not. No wipe.
Compass, everybody just keeps asking about it. They've asked about it every podcast, but a compass.
Yes, compass is planned in 0.11 for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, but we don't know which version, on the wrist or stationary like standalone. I think on the wrist.
Rest would be cool.
Oh, so much questions. Really. I'm planning to change the Unity engine. Yes. Do you plan at more drum magazines for weapons that will exchangeable or for money? Yes. We plan to add all weapons in the world. All of them. Most likely, if you submit something like, say, like guys, are you planning to add this modification? I will say, most probably it's planned, because the amount of mods to be in the game is enormous. A lot of mods, because I like them.
Yeah, I mean, variety is a great thing in EFT.
We'll be able to climb the ladders. Yes. Will survival rate have any impact on something like insurance in the future? Yes. What's the tagged and cursed in recently showed offline settings tab means? Tagged and cursed, that you will spawn in offline and every enemy on the location will know your position and will, how to say it, conversion you. That's it. It's like I remember in Rainbow Six there was a console command which make all the AI like to start conversion in your position. It was kind of cool. As a plans to install Japanese servers, I think it's already, we added some Japanese servers. Maybe I'm wrong, but we definitely planned to add Japanese servers.
South American servers.
South American servers too. Like it's planned for sure. But right now we're negotiating. It's like really close. Will the flea market or later economy for completely free trading between players without AI price fixing? Yes, that's what this flea market is about. Can we have in the future dedicated some slots for specific items? So if I control click an item, it will go where I want instead of my empty slot. Can we have in the future dedicated some slots for specific items? So if I control click an item, it will go where I want instead of first empty slot. I don't know. It's pretty unique request, I think.
Maybe if maybe what he means is like a 1x1 cell item goes in a 1x1 cell instead of 2x2 or 2x1.
Like a board being able to like select the cells and then like I guess
like a pistol mag would go into the 1 slot part of a vest instead of a 2 slot part, so you don't have to worry about your big mag interfering.
I see. This feature will be implemented in the rig customization system. So every single pouch will have like some kind of
Like it's like a magazine specific for the pouch.
yes. So we'll be able to like.
So when I reload my pistol, it'll go back in the pistol pouches that I made.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I think that's it for English question. I have a bunch of Russian questions. I think it's traditional for me to,
of course,
to speak free.
Let's get some Sequoia Scav. Any other cheeky bricky emotes in the chat, I guess. While this is going on.
Okay, so, дорогие друзья, товарищи, горло болит, вообще не могу. Вопросики. Персонаж слишком быстро поднимается по холмам вверх, без потери в скорости и падения стамины. Это будет дорабатываться. Гигати part. That's called Gigati part. That's where you can go, like, make some tea, or you can troll the shit out of me. That's all right. Это будет дорабатываться, да. Каким будет вайп 10.5, говорили. Будет ли отдельная озвучка решала и его свиты? Не знаю пока, не знаю. С озвучкой что-то как-то тяжело пока. Это надо собраться, найти тут студию где-то найти, потому что у нас тут в офисе не поорешь, потому что, как бы ходят, постоянно гремят посудой, там, вилками, ложками, в толчке смывают постоянно, то есть, плохо слышно. Раскрыть, что самое трудное при работе с игрой, что это легче всего. О, Господи. Отвечать на вопросы тяжело. Вообще, конечно, работа с багами тяжелыми, очень тяжело, особенно просто невероятно тяжело. Пытаешься их, понимаешь, что, их нужно срочно править, а воспроизвести ты их не можешь никак. Прям вообще убивает это. Вот. Ну, еще, да, работаем с комьюнити тяжеловато. Тяжело что-то объяснять. Если посмотреть на карту Таркова, запланировано еще 5 карт, плюс арена, убежище, лаборатория. То есть всего 8, не 8, вообще 10 должно быть, или 12 даже. Если считать по количеству новых карт в год, это в среднем 2, то разработка продлится еще 4 года. Нет, так оно не будет. Мы постоянно увеличимся. У нас уже отдел, который делает локации, вырос раза в 4. Так что все будет чики-пуки. Чики-брики все будет, понимаете? Чики-брики.
Чики-брики.
Когда будет исправлена ситуация с передергиванием затвора болтовок, сразу будет. Это имеется в виду manual bolting. Это будет, мы хотим это сделать как можно быстрее. Часть локации пустынна, там нет лута, чувака там не ходится. Планируется добавление лута в такие места, чтобы повысить их привлекательность. Например, огороженная стройка на берегу, заброшенная станция в лесу и т.п. Да. Очень хочется, чтобы в игру добавили случайное место спауна для ботов, чтобы можно было встретить ботов условно на любом месте каждой карты, специально в 90 местах. Планируется ли такое наведение игру? Постараемся, потому что там боты иногда, конечно, ведут себя странно, они постоянно кучкуются около определенных точек, и хотелось бы это, конечно, поменять. Посмотрим. Как вы знаете, буквально недавно состоялся анонс карт 20-й серии от NVIDIA, которая имеет технологию трассировки лучей и новый формат сглаживания. DLSS, Deep Learning, Super Sampling. В связи с чем у меня вопрос. Возможно ли поддержка перечисленных технологий в родном Таркове? There is a question which everybody asks too often. What's about NVIDIA, this RT, DLSS kind of stuff? Yeah. Of course, we will implement it when the time will come. So, as you know, we like to make the game better in terms of visual quality. So we definitely will be adding these cool technologies with the help of NVIDIA, and the game will looks better. Also, maybe it's a good idea now to announce graphical overhaul, graphical iteration. So I think we are starting the new graphical look of a game, and we will start to present you screenshots and videos later this year, maybe on the end of this year. So we are planning to make something special with Unity Engine, so the game will look much more cooler, and it will be beautiful. I can promise you that.
Awesome.
Будут ли работать солнечные и прочие очки? Темная оптика, измененная гамма было бы комфортнее, а оранжевые стекла, как в жизни, добавляли немного резкости и контраста. Да, я вот даже сейчас возьму и скопирую это, потому что я куда-то постоянно теряю, Именно вот так я все и задумал, на самом деле. Оранжевые стекла, чтобы еще там, ну, контрастнее было, в тумане особенно получше. Будет ли погода влиять на полет пули, дым гранат, вес снаряжения? На дым гранат точно влияет. Не сильно, потому что синхронизировать позитивно дым это тяжеловато. Может быть, у кому-то это легко в сегодняшней сложившейся обстановке, но нам тяжеловато. На самом деле ничего тяжелого нет. Налипание грязи на обувь и одежду при принятии положения лежа в дождливую погоду и, соответственно, риски подскользнуться. Oh, guys, this is a nice question. Will there be mud on shoes and clothing? And the risk of slippering.
Deprivation.
Sleep
Yeah.
deprivation, yeah.
Like you slipped and fall down on your face on the rock or something, and your skull break and you die like a misery shit.
Too much realism.
Increased risk of weapon delegated to mud, dirt, and stuff. Да, yes. Как продвигается работа с компасом? Продвигается. Покажем результаты скоро. Когда ждать таблицу рейтингов? 10-2. Ой, 10-5. Здравствуйте. Вопрос от альфа-тестера. Чего ждать от игры в будущем? Какой она будет? Касаемо реализма и хардкора. Я, в принципе, говорил это. Очень реалистично, очень хардкорно, но на уровне играбельности. Мы не будем делать что-то безумно сложное. Вот. Кстати, да, еще хочу проанонсировать. Ребята, будут отдельные подкасты теперь, русские, отдельные. Русичи, no English, only Russian, Russian jokes, водка, медведи and stuff. В общем, специальные подкасты для нас, товарищей русскоговорящих, потому что мне по-русски говорить все-таки сподручней. Будет ли переработан интерфейс взаимодействия? Last question. Будет ли переработан интерфейс взаимодействия с торговцами в плане получения награды за квесты и возврата по страховке? Если да, то когда? Запланировано в 0.11, как одно из Quality of Life Improvements. Улучшений, которые улучшат жизнь. Спасибо за вопросы. So this is it. This is all the questions. The questions was pretty interesting actually, and the English ones and Russian ones. So guys, thank you very much for questions. And I can feel that every single time we make this podcast, the quality of questions is rising. Quality of questions rises.
It's a compliment, fellas.
Yes.
That makes
So it's not about just when we be hideout. What about starting? When is wipe? Yeah,
When's VoIP?
The people starting to understand what is going on here, what is going on with the game, and they starting to understand what they can expect in future.
Well, a lot of that has to do with the fact of how transparent you guys have become over the past years. I mean, when EFT first came out, you guys, this podcast didn't exist. There was no dev blogs. There was no communication. It was just we got updates and that was it. Over the course of a year and a half so far, the way you guys communicate with the community is vastly different, and so does the community's interactions with you guys, which I think is fantastic. So in closing, again, I want to give the floor again, Deadly, Smoke. If you guys have anything else you would like to talk about, I'd like to give you one last chance, just in case if you have anything.
Yeah, I just have one closing point, because we're trying to get to it. Is obviously, something I took for granted for a long time is I'd experience a bug in the game and I'd figure, they probably already know about it. I'm just gonna continue playing. And just recently, we've experienced this weird bug in game that some of you guys probably know of, where it might be like an invisible gun or invisible scav, even an invisible player. It's just a bug. They'll fix it, but to help them fix it, it might be nice to remind everybody how to report bugs. I just actually learned about it for the first time yesterday. You just open the launcher, go to the drop down, report bug, add files, EFT folder, go to the logs, and then just find the date, it should be like the very last log of that day, right? And then you just combine it. Send it in.
Yeah, guys, the thing is really helpful. Most importantly, when you see me in the chat and you want to say something important, like what about this bug? What about this glitch or something? And you're saying that I submitted bug report. Type in the ticket number, and I will check it as soon as possible.
That's
So Smoke, send me the ticket numbers you submitted.
Sounds good.
because this bug of invisible scavs, invisible something, right now it's so hard to reproduce for us. We can't reproduce it for 5 days already, so it will be really helpful to reproduce it with the help of your bug reports. Not only Smokes, but you guys also. Yeah, clean is showing
Awesome.
how to do it. Yeah, cool.
I'm good.
But-
Thanks, fellas.
And there goes the bug report. It just finished. So I just showed you guys how to do that, and it gives you a technical number right here, and you can reference that. If you guys ever find a bug that you feel is like super high priority or like a really bad exploit, and you don't want that to get out, and have everybody figure out what a terrible exploit is, you can send that to myself or any other streamer, and they can reach out back to me, and I can get that sent up as quick as possible if it really is a big deal. Again, now that I said that, I'm sure I'm probably about to get a bunch of fucking bug report numbers. But again, I want to give you guys that opportunity just in case if you really feel like something needs to be seen, just let me know. Let anybody in the EFT community know, because we are all about making this game better at the end of the day. So
yeah, so the EFT community consists of like a real MVP. I recently discovered this thing. So these guys really want to help the production. They're constantly finding bugs or glitches or something. So once again, some of you are really following the current state of development. So you know that we need to find some kind of reproduce some bug. We need to make something to find something in game, to tweak something, to balance something. So when you see me in clean stream of any other streamers, you can pinpoint this by sending bug report, ticket number, or this is the perfect thing for me to get your help. Well, and this is good. And also, even if you don't see me, you can send this ticket numbers to Clean, and he will send them to me.
I'm
also.
totally cool with that. I don't care if you guys blow up my Discord or even my Twitch messages. It's totally fine with me, as long as it's gonna make the game better. And you guys feel like it's a serious bug, I don't care. It's totally fine with me. So again, in closing, Deadly, Smoke, thank you both so much for being here. Again, if you guys don't know DeadlySlob, amazing content creator, has an awesome YouTube, streams EFT all the time. You guys got to go drop this guy a follow. If we get some shout outs in the command, please. He has a ton of guys on his YouTube, from very newbie friendly guys to if you're a really high level player and you're looking to find out whatever the best loot spots or whatever your best weapon builds are. And it's Smoke. He doesn't do so much YouTube, but he's an outstanding Twitch streamer here on Twitch. Also go follow this guy. Really immersive stream. He really plays EFT to the full extent of what this game is, and really tries to suck you guys into the gameplay of what Escape from Tarkov is, or any other game that he plays, like DayZ. And so again,
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. It's a pleasure. You guys are pillars to the EFT community, and I'm really glad that you guys got the chance to speak on your own behalf as well as your community's behalf. And you guys pinpointed a lot of really key issues and also a lot of positives that are going on in the game's development right now. So I really do appreciate you guys showing up. And Nikita, spasiba, bratan. Thank you, dude, for being here. The community greatly appreciates your time and explaining everything to us.
На здоровье, в общем, никаких проблем вообще от души, братишка. Вот, you need to learn more Russian.
I do.
It's pretty simple language. If you learn the Gopnik style of Russian, you will be able to survive in Russia for a long time. So it's okay. So thank you very much, guys. Today was a long podcast, a lot of leaks.
Yep.
Actually, it's not.
I honestly think it was one of the best ones we've had so far. It was definitely good.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Lastly, if you guys want to keep watching the Tarkov podcast, I'd appreciate a follow just right up here. Feel free to smash that. Also, if you guys are looking for people to play EFT with, be sure to check out the Black Site Discord down below. It's a massive community hub with 21,000 members. We usually average about 100 people a day in just our EFT channels alone. So if you guys are looking for people to play with, please come by the Discord sometime. That'd be great. And two, per the Talking Tarkov tradition, I'm going to go raid you guys over to a smaller streamer. I like to pick these guys out at random, get these guys a little bit of exposure. So if you guys would go show some love to RatPick45, he's streaming right now. He's not going to see this coming. So guys, thanks again so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys' time. We'll have some more news for you guys, more leaks, and more upcoming podcasts as well coming from the very near future. So much love to you guys. I appreciate you. Take care and have a nice day. Take care.
See you guys.